Agua, agua.
It's the type of story that the girlies love. And I think the boys eat it up too. Everybody eats it up. Girls get rejected by popular boy. Gets braces off, decides to invest in a pair of AccuV daily contacts, wears a shirt that shows off her cleavage, and suddenly he doesn't recognize her. We love a glow up. And don't lie to me. Don't lie to me. These boys eat this shit up too. There is a video of a famous Chinese TikToker talking about his biggest life rejection. He's in college, falls in love with this girl. And Tiffany was telling me this story and she's like, I gotta show you the video. There's video evidence, right? She's like, he fell in love with this girl in college, so serious about her. I know he looks like a playboy, but he's not a playboy. He was like obsessed with her. He's a one-woman man. And she straight up rejects him, pushes him to the ground. Not even like, oh, sorry, I think we're better off as friends. Straight up pushes him on his chest and then runs away from him in disgust to get into the front seat of an Audi that's being driven by an older guy with an Audi. He's got Audi money. Also, like, men who drive Audis are such a specific type of male specimen too.
Really?
Yeah.
Really? I mean,
Yeah.
it's better than BMW.
Yeah.
No?
Okay, I feel like Audi boys deep inside, they're like kind of nerdy. Like, I don't know what it is. Every Audi like driving man I've ever met, I'm like, hey, you're kind of a fucking dork. Nerd alert. But they try to hide it. They don't want you to see it. And that is like their character flaw. I don't know why they can't embrace it, but they're fucking dorks. And I say that with endearing love. And I feel like BMW guys, deep down inside, they're little boys. They're hurt. And I'm like,
Whoa.
that's very sad, but you got to figure it out on your own time. You don't have to fucking try to race people on the streets. It's aggressive. But he drives an Audi. I feel like I just alienated so many men who drive cars. I'm sorry. I just feel like all guys like Audis or BMWs. So it's just like, fuck this bitch. I think men in... so sorry.
I think, man.
I think men in... Hold on, listen. I don't know why I feel like guys in Subarus are reliable. This is like car theory. Please let me know your car theory things in the comments. Guys who drive Toyotas and Subarus are very good guys. Every other guy, I'm like, I don't know, there's always a little something. Like Honda, a little fuckboy energy. Like there's always a tingling of fuckboy underneath. I don't know why every guy who drives a Toyota, I've never had problems with. Hondas, something about it. And they got like stuffed plushies everywhere and you're just like, what are you doing in this car? Also, I haven't like been in a man's car since like high school.
What do you mean?
What do you
You
mean?
haven't been in my car?
No, like I haven't been in like in that context. So this could be really outdated information.
Oh, like guys pick you up in different cars.
Like I've only been in my husband's car, my family member's car. That's it. So Ubers, okay? Yeah, so I don't know. Maybe this is outdated information.
It's been a long time, yeah.
Since what? What are you reminiscing about? What are you thinking about? It's been a long time. Why did you look over there? Why did you go? What's up there?
I'm imagining what are kids doing nowadays, like showing up. Anyways, I don't know.
Let me know if a guy shows up.
Car theories.
And he's got, okay, what on the, the mirror? Because I saw Dan recently and he had like a plushie on his mirror. And I was out in our driveway and I looked at that shit and I said, I don't want to know. I don't want to know what this fucker's doing.
Dan, are you sure you are into that? Like, why are you hanging that beer there? Like
beer?
No, like a bear. Like a bear.
You said beer.
I did.
Why are you hanging that beer there? So please let me know. It's a plushie on the rearview mirror. A red flag. So I'm sorry, I got so distracted. She pushes this guy. And then runs into the passenger seat of an Audi. And he is sharing this story in a live stream. He's a TikToker now, a doinger now. And he's got his phone propped up.
Also, we've talked about him.
Oh, yes, we have. He has started his own MCM company, his own management company, where he signs a bunch of women to be influencers, and he dates like all of them.
Like, okay, that sounds really bad, right? Really predatory, but
they they sign on knowing they're gonna date.
Yeah, they're gonna date. Yeah,
but it's like fake dating. It's not real dating.
Because that's how you get those influencers like popular through like online dating.
Exactly. It's like he starts his own company and he's like, I'm gonna sign you and get you some, I don't know, get you some deals. You're gonna be on the cover of Lancome. And then he's like, but we gotta
get in the bed.
Yeah,
just kidding.
We gotta like film a TikTok together where it seems like we're into each other because that's what people are obsessed with, right? That's basically what we're doing.
Whoa. What? Crazy.
Like, can you just act like we have chemistry?
Okay. Just finishing my sentence. He was in the episode of 7A sister, the Olympian.
Yes.
Turned, she's an Olympian, turned into TikToker or whatever.
Olympian turned thirst trap influencer.
Yes.
Thank you.
It was under his management. And we mentioned him briefly. That's when I first learned about him. Yeah, like when you talked about it, like I didn't know him at all.
You didn't know him?
Not at all.
Tiffany knew him.
Yeah, then Tiffany, and then that's when I got educated. Like
you got educated by your sister.
Yeah, like Tiffany is like, no, he's like one of the most popular influencers, TikTokers in China, and he has this big personality. All he does is hit on women, flirt with women, and he's like so popular.
So popular.
Tiffany was into him at one point. She said no longer.
She said she's
Apparently.
actually matured. She's grown up, and you don't want to know what she's into now. Who's that buff guy? I'm gonna put him on the screen. So anyway, someone later digs up a video of it happening in real time where you see him in the rain confess his love to this girl, and she pushes him to the ground and runs into an Audi. There's video footage of it that goes viral. Only that motherfucker filmed that like yesterday. This motherfucker filmed it as a recreation
of a story that he's sharing.
You know how in documentaries they be recreating the footage? That's exactly what he did. And the boys are eating this shit up because now he's rich, now he's famous on doing, and they're like, eat it
context.
up. Yes.
The context is the woman pushed him off because he's poor, right?
Yeah, that's what he's saying. And she ran into an older guy's Audi, and all he had was a bicycle. But guess what, bitch? And all the boys are like, yes, but what? And he's like, I got a Ferrari now.
Ooh. Ferrari.
Oof, okay?
Ferrari.
So, they know it's a recreation. They don't care. They love this man. The boys are drooling at the mouth over this man. And this man is telling all of them, this is how I became a playboy, because this girl broke my heart. So I needed to change. I used to take relationships seriously. Now I love all women, and all women love me because I have a Ferrari. Let me tell you something about women. Let me tell you something about women, okay? Listen, zip it and listen, okay? Here's the thing about women. They don't care what color your Ferrari is. They don't.
Wait, this is what he's saying?
Yes, they are not materialistic.
Now, is that true? Yes or no?
Yes.
But they do care it's a Ferrari. I'm sure.
Of course, it's got to be a Ferrari, right? But they don't care what color the Ferrari is. And you know what? I'll take it a step further. I will take it 5 steps further because I don't believe in chasing after men with money. I don't care if it's a Lamborghini or a Ferrari. I'm just gonna be so real with you. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. But this is literally how they talk. This is what he's saying.
What is he saying?
Women don't care if you drive a Ferrari or a Lamborghini.
Right.
Women don't care what color your Ferrari is.
Yes.
Women don't care what color the Lamborghini is. Okay. Women
makes sense.
You know what I mean? Like you think that women think too much, but they don't care about shit like that. So like next time you're at Ferrari buying a Ferrari, it doesn't matter what women think.
Right. Okay.
Right. Exactly. He calls himself the Playboy ancestor. I don't know what that means.
Okay, so in Chinese, like it doesn't sound weird. Like ancestor is like 始祖, right? You're the beginner, you're founder.
Oh, he's the founder of Playboy.
Yeah, like I'm the original player.
I see.
I am the one. Like
he also calls himself a cup of iced Americano.
Huh? Okay.
Yeah,
what does that mean?
I was confused by. But he has an account that calls himself iced Americano.
Iced Americano?
You know, in Korean we call it an aa.
Aa? What is that?
Ice Americano.
Oh, you guys take the beginning of two words.
Yeah. Yeah, and I always think it's so funny when you see like grown people being like, "Can I get an
No way. Like at Starbucks, they'll be like, "Can I get an?"
I think so.
Wow.
At least in some drama clips I've
That's
seen.
pretty funny. Okay.
You know how back in the day in America, I don't know if we still do this or if we still have this. Maybe I'm like the favorite exception to the algorithm because I never see these people. But regardless, back in the day, we used to have pickup artist. This is China's version of a pickup artist. But I thought he was going to be really, really annoying. And don't get me wrong, he's really fucking annoying, but he's so entertaining that I can't stop watching everything that he puts out. I make Tiffany sit there and pause and translate word for word, and this girl is getting so frustrated with me because I'm obsessed with this guy. I'm obsessed with everything that he does. Every single video is like a craft. It's human society. It's like a social experiment. Some people describe him as God's gift to women. Some people call him the best thing to happen to comedy in a really long time. Those two can technically be true at once, or they can be two completely separate things. It's up to you. But this is the Playboy ancestor. This is how he runs his tens of millions of followers on Douyin. He's teaching guys how to pick up girls. So guys are watching, but also he's kind of objectively cute, I guess. Conventionally cute. He's not my type. I was actually really concerned for Tiffany that this was like it was kind of crazy. Okay. So the girls are watching and every video he puts out is a fucking train wreck. The reason you watch him, Tong, okay, can be so many different things.
What did you say?
Tong.
Tongue.
Dong. Tong.
Tongue.
Dong.
Tongue.
Dong.
Tong.
Tong.
Yes.
I feel like
fan tong. Like fan tong.
fan tong.
Tong.
Fan tong, yes. Okay. He's a fucking fan tong. Most of his streams start off the same way. He's live streaming IRL outside, on the street, outside of restaurants, in clubs, in the grocery store, in the fucking pharmacy. Literally anywhere that he can ping to a satellite for him to live stream, he's there. And he's live streaming himself approaching random girls on the street and getting their WeChats, getting their numbers. But he's different. He's different. He's not like these American pickup artists. American pickup artists, they gotta be in a suit. I'm like, sir, what the fuck are you in a suit? They always, you know how they're always like,
men don't dress up anymore. Men always wear sweats.
and then they're always like wearing a dress shirt.
Really?
And then you're just like, bruh, what's going on? This is like too much. And then they always got that mic. And then they're always getting out of their Ferrari. And then they're like, look at this girl taking a picture of my Ferrari.
I feel like that's like pretty outdated, but okay.
Because I feel like they're not around anymore.
Maybe it's just getting too protected. You know, back then it's like, drive my Ferrari. I think maybe people already seeing enough of these.
Yeah, so I feel like we don't have any. But Tong is a different breed because he's got a very casual air about him. He'd be like kimchi squatting outside of a freaking grocery store, talking to his friend right next to him, and he's live streaming. He's reading the chat. He sees a cute girl walk by. She's eating a sausage on a stick. She's halfway done. She's eaten half of this sausage. He's like, where did you buy this sausage?
哎，你这烤肠哪买的呀？
She stops mid-stick and she's like, at the shopping center? But this is the last one the store had, so... The last one? If you can't finish it, can I eat the rest?
你吃不完可以分我一半吃吃啊，你再给我吃吧。
That's so smooth.
It's so alarming.
Really? Okay,
so
my
scary.
question though. He's super famous. Do these girls know who he is?
A lot of the times it seems like it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
I mean, you come out like...
I guess it's true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, okay, but it's still entertaining to watch, right?
Yes, it's very entertaining because it's so unexpected and it's so crazy, you know? It's not like, hey, you're pretty. You look like someone I used to know. Do I know you? You're familiar. No, it's
Yeah.
like...
He's like,
what the
"Oh,
fuck?
Can I have...
Yeah, and then the girl is like, I mean, she's basically chomping at it, so it's kind of weird, kind of germy, no? If you give it to me, I'll eat it. Why not? So then she hands it over, probably out of curiosity. He starts chomping down like it's completely normal. And she's giggling, and he says, I ate your sausage, so it's probably not too much to ask for your WeChat, right? And she's like, okay. He not only adds her on WeChat, but he adds her fucking friend that she's with.
Wait, so he's like, give me your WeChat, and he turns around, it's like, hey, let me get yours
He's
too.
like, you too, yeah.
You too, come here.
Yeah. And as they're walking away, he gives Chat a glimpse of their legs and he says, I don't like to show girls' faces because, you know, without their consent, it's just too much. But legs are okay because everyone's legs are similar. I'm like, bye.
What the fuck?
He would literally walk into stores and hit on the employees and they will run out the store to give him their WeChat. Oh, and nothing about the way that this man hits on people, at least from the clips I have seen so far. But I mean, I have no trust in guys sometimes, but so far from what I've seen, none of the interactions feel uncomfortable. Like none of these girls feel forced or cornered or like, oh my God, I need to give him my WeChat because I feel like something bad is going to happen. Yeah. It's like awkward.
What's his aura? Like, is he just like a funny guy? Like,
yeah.
Okay.
Pretty funny. Honestly, it's like he's too smooth that it's like blowing my mind. Like nothing is, he's such a grease talker. He's a greasy boy. At one point, he gets a girl's WeChat, but I guess her scan doesn't work because you like scan a QR code. And she runs back out to him and is apologizing that she couldn't scan his code correctly. And so he's so nonchalant and he's like, oh yeah, scan it again. He gives her his phone and he's teasing her like, how are you so careless? She apologizes.
怎么那么不小心呢？不好意思，没关系，谢谢啊。
And he's like, it's okay. And she says, thank you. And walks away. And netizens are like, the fact that when Tong asks girls for their WeChat, they say sorry and thank you is insane. Insane. Others are just talking about how unfair it is, you know? They're saying what's upsetting is that Tong adds 7 girls' contacts. What upsets me more is that on that rainy day, the girl didn't successfully add his WeChat. She chased out to him to apologize. This makes me feel so hurt, you know? One guy is using this to learn how to talk to girls. And he comments, I watched his skill all night. It's not that I finally learned. It's just that morning has come. Just the way that this guy picks up girls is the strangest thing I've ever seen in my life. He will approach a girl and ask her if she's in town to see her boyfriend. She's like, yeah. So then it's not weird if I ask you to add me on WeChat, right? Because you got a boyfriend. If you don't have a boyfriend, I don't want to add you on WeChat because it would feel like too serious. But now that I know that you have a boyfriend, we can add each other like ordinary friends, like platonic friends.
That's crazy.
She's so
That's
skeptical.
fucking crazy.
But he tells her, don't worry, I have a girlfriend too. Is that okay? She's like, you're so straightforward. I don't add anyone who doesn't have a boyfriend.
你们这没有男朋友我就不假了。
So they start adding each other. And then at the end, he looks at his phone, successfully added, and he's about to sit down again. And he goes, I'm not going to bother you. Call me when you guys break up.
我就不打扰你了哈，分手了找我啊。
That is crazy.
And this is his tip to his viewers. Always go after a girl with a boyfriend because now you're only competing against one guy. Not 10 guys, one guy is your competition. That's it.
Oh my God.
That's how he's hitting on a girl. One netizen comments and he's...
Wait a minute.
Yeah.
That's kind of true, huh?
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
All right.
Hey, what
I
are you
see.
unlocking in your brain right
No,
now?
I'm
What
just
do you
like,
see?
No. I just think like
Yeah.
it's very creative. Like,
One netizen comment reads, this makes me so mad that he gets all the girls. I rolled over in bed, but the charging cable wasn't long enough, so I had to roll back. It's just
what?
like it's like a juxtaposition of how pathetic their lives are. He's watching this, he's like, what the fuck? He gets all these bitches, rolls over, but the charging cable is like, okay, I gotta roll back. I just want to give you some of his classic quotes because Tiffany is like, he's just like very poetic with his words, okay? So let me tell you the poeticness. I just want to give every girl a home.
wait,
He'll say this to girls.
why does he sound like
Oh my
what's
God,
his name?
Roland?
Roland.
That sound like Roland.
Oh my God.
Oh my God, yeah.
Isn't it the same?
Yes,
same
this is the
tagline?
same energy. Oh, and he also has a very weird family background. Tong does, okay? If you watch his live streams, he will go out and talk about his mom a lot. He'll ask girls where they're from. And the conversation goes something like this. Where are you from? From Nanjing, China. What a coincidence. My mom's from Nanjing. Really? Oh, yeah. Then another live stream. You're from Xinjiang? My mom's also from Xinjiang. Wait, your mom is from Northeast China? Same! My mom's from there. But it's not even like geographically bound to one nation. My dad's from China, but my mom's from Myanmar. Oh my God. My mom's from Myanmar.
Straight face.
Straight face. Yeah, my mom's also Korean. Yeah. What's your WeChat? You studied abroad? My mom is from New Zealand. Some netizens joke that once Tong asks for the location of anyone, it doesn't matter. It triggers an automatic nervous response where he will automatically blurt out that his mom's from there. Okay? He'll get into a taxi. Where to? Where my mom is from. Anywhere you say geographically, that's where his mama is from. Another netizen jokes, Tong's mother must be exhausted to never have a real place to call home, running around the world for her son. Some of his other famous one-liners include, look at a girl's eyes first. If she doesn't look at you, then look at her legs. Buy plastic flowers. You can reuse them next time. Don't rush into a relationship. Be friends first and see if her friends are prettier than her. If I ever become a monk, it's not because I've let go of sexual desires. It's because I think the nuns are hot.
Oh my god.
Yeah. Cherish the good girls, but don't waste the bad ones either. A man can be broke, but he must know how to make pancake.
Okay, so Chinese saying is like when you say you're drawing pancake, meaning you're painting this dream to your girlfriend. Like one day I'm gonna be a millionaire and I'm gonna buy you a house and we're gonna go to this country and do this. You're basically drawing a pancake like
in the sky.
Yeah, are you hungry? Like here's a pancake, but you can't eat it.
Yes,
you can't have it. Some guys are really good at like drawing pancakes.
Yeah,
they just yapping.
They just be yapping about the future that's never gonna happen. He's gonna propose to you with this 5-carat engagement ring. Yeah. And you know that motherfucker is still liking like 25 big tittied girls on Instagram and you're like, okay, so great. And so he said you need to be able to draw the pancakes. Also, there is this absolutely unhinged night. Oh my god, I gotta tell you about this one live stream because I got sucked into so many different live streams. There's this one live stream where he decides, did you know a Ferrari has a front trunk? Wait, does it have a back trunk?
No, because the back is the engine. You know, this through the glass, you see the engine.
Oh!
So they might have a tiny little pocket in the front.
Oh my god, it's a Ferrari frunk. He got a frunk, okay? In his Ferrari. It says Ferrari trunk, but it's in the front, so it's a frunk. And he throws in plastic roses. And he throws in some string lights, okay? And then he closes it. That's the frunk. And he is live streaming this whole thing where he drives from a girl's house to another girl's house to another girl's house and he calls them.
No fucking way.
Come down, I got a surprise for you.
Wait, he's like doing the same shit in
6 girls in one night. And so he calls the first one. She comes out and she's like, oh my god. So they take pictures of it and she's like, thank you. She's taking selfies and then she gives him a kiss. And then he's like, I gotta go to work. So then she's like, okay, bye.
But he's live streaming.
Yeah, I guess, I don't know if they don't watch his live streams.
No, they for sure watches. Or at least some of them, no?
I mean, by the 6th one.
Yeah, they gotta.
Right?
Yeah.
But then like, why would she come out?
Yeah. So is the energy like kind of just like goofing? Like, cause he knows this is like clearly everybody's going to find out or the girls will find out. Everyone knows this is like.
Oh, this boy will be on a date with a girl.
And hit on another girl?
Another girl comes up that he dated yesterday. And he was like, this is my sister actually. So
可以加个微信吗？普通朋友嘛。你放心，我也有女朋友。这是我妹妹。Sister.
You're my sister, right? And this girl will be like, right.
So it's like not that serious.
It's not that serious.
It's never like, cause
no, these girls know what they're getting into in terms of like, I don't think anyone actually wants to date him. I think these girls are also trying to become live streamers. I don't think any of them like each other like that.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I wouldn't think it was funny, you know? But he'd be driving around. He does this 6 times with the same exact flowers in the frunk of his Ferrari. Also, the flowers are very cheap. But in one flower, he keeps pulling it out. It's like white with black edges. And he says, it symbolizes the dark night.
黑骑士永远守护你。好。但这个是单独收你。黑骑士，这是单独收你。
好，那我就收下了。
I'm like, are you fucking Batman? What the fuck is wrong with you? And they're all kissing him on the same lips. Is this legal? I don't know, but it's gnarly. One comment reads, bros, one night is more interesting than my entire life. Another salty guy says he gave 1 bouquet to 6 girls and got 6 kisses, and I gave 6 bouquets to 1 girl and never got a kiss. She doesn't like the flowers. She likes the flowers in the front trunk of a Ferrari, boys. Let's be clear. To be fair, a Ferrari frunk is anyone's weakness. But one more emotional netizen writes, a woman who truly loves you truly doesn't care about the color of your Ferrari. And that is the symbolicness of tone.
Okay, so here's what I want to know, right? Probably everyone has seen this. It's
Yes.
like when boys getting a Ferrari,
Yeah.
they think what the girls will react.
Yeah.
But the truth is, no girls even give a
Dong.
if you drive a Ferrari or not. But instead, all the boys will be like
Dong.
going crazy. You know, like those car shows?
Yes.
Like one Ferrari drives by, all the boys with their cell phone chasing behind
Yes.
it, taking photos. So it's like
Precisely.
boys cares way more than girls. I just want to know, since, mostly are girls watching, right? Like truly, if
Yeah.
a boy pulls up in the Ferrari, do you care?
Okay, let me give you the lowdown.
Okay.
Okay. Let's say boy drives by in a Ferrari,
Yeah.
rolls down window. Hey girl, ick. Drive your small wiener somewhere else, weirdo. Boy drives around Rodeo Drive in a loop in a Ferrari, super ick.
Yeah.
Like, I'd rather you ride a bike.
Right.
I'd rather you ride an electric bike. However, you meet boy, talk to boy meets you, have good convo. Boy funny. Boy not cocky. Boy chill.
Bukkake.
Boo cocky.
Boo in Chinese means no.
Yes, boo
So no
cocky.
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 Bukkake.
Boo cocky, okay? Boy funny. Boy intelligent. Boy hot, okay? Boy says, boy want take you on date. You say, boy yes. Boy rolls up. Ferrari! That's great. That's not an ick. Wait, why? I'm just being honest.
It's like a nice outfit.
Yes,
Like,
it's
you-
that's
you-
a nice surprise.
You have all of that and you got style.
yeah.
You have all of that and you shower every day. Like, that's good.
Okay.
Right?
But, you meet boy starts talking, boy mentions first convo, he has Ferrari. Not good. It's
right.
got to be a surprise.
Well, let me know. Is that true? Like, is that accurate?
Wait,
right?
why do you want to know?
No, I'm just curious.
That's true.
So
Me too.
super curious.
Let me know in the
right?
comments.
Maybe this is good for the boys.
However, I will say, I don't know if I speak for all the girls, car, make, and model do not matter. Hygiene of car matters most. Car dirty,
Yeah.
car stinky, disgusting.
I can see that.
I don't know what kind of hygiene you've got for your downstairs then. I don't want to be involved.
Yeah.
This feels like I'm going to get a UTI.
Yeah, that makes
That's
sense.
the vibe. But cannot be too clean.
Wait, why?
I
Or like they
respect
will
these
freak out
people.
if you like put a fingerprint on the window.
It's like the guys on TikTok where they get so mad when you slam the car on a date. And they're like, throw the girl out if she slams your car door. And I'm like, how else am I supposed to f***ing close the car door? It's
Yeah.
not going to close and lock.
Yeah.
That is just too much. That's too much.
Got it.
But maybe I'm judging. Anyway, this guy is overly confident in a way that I guess is attractive. Like, maybe that's his appeal. I'm trying to understand. At one point, Tong is live streaming about how a viewer came up to him to take a picture with him. Viewer's taking a picture, and the viewer's friend is there. And he's like, I'll take the picture. He takes the phone. And then Tong is like, the fuck is this guy taking a picture like that? He's live streaming in his house right now. He's mad. He's retelling this story. He's like, the fuck is this motherfucker doing? Because he's holding the camera like this. Like this.
Upside down?
Yeah. And then this picture goes fucking viral. And Tong...
Oh, he showed the actual photo?
Yeah. And Tong looks 1.5 feet tall. Tong looks 7 inches tall. From head to tippy toe looks 7 inches tall. And he said, I now realize this was a fucking setup. The guy who took the photo was deliberately messing with me, especially because the viewer is a tall dude. You know what I mean? So he looks even shorter and the tall guy looks even taller.
在厦门那哥们找我合照的时候，那个拍的那哥们故意搞我，知道吧？他把那个他垫起来，他这么去拍。
And everyone's like, damn, Tong, I didn't know you were a short king. You know, and they're like making these AI edits of Tong. Because you know, like when Love Island Ace, everyone
That type of edit?
those type of edits.
Oh
and so
my
he's
God.
getting mad. He's like, I look like a baby getting uppies, bitch. Okay, but he's not mad at the internet. He's mad at the guy who took the picture. He's like, bro, are you stupid? If you're over like 6 feet tall, don't let your friend take a picture like this when you know I'm short. Why not take a selfie with me? Why not take a selfie like this? It seems like we're really close, like we're friends. But instead, you gotta get your friend to take a picture like this? You gonna do that? You gonna do that, bro? You know, I should have known when he started holding the phone like that. I was confused, like, the frick are you taking photos like that? He finally sits back down. He's like catching his breath. Which is why I'm here to share with you my new product that I'm selling that I have manufactured myself. This is the height increasing magic weapon. You slip it into your shoe. It's an insole. I didn't want to sell height increasing insoles, but since we're talking about it, you know, we found many height insoles that were just, they were good, they were bad ones. We couldn't guarantee the quality. This one, I went to the factory myself. This brand is our own brand.
Every streamer is the same in China.
Every streamer.
You never know when they're not selling.
Yes.
This is giving the wedding tissue selling to. You know what I mean? Like everything is a selling opportunity.
Yes.
So good.
And he's like, because I have a lot of experience in wearing insoles, like this is fucking ridiculous. And he took that picture on the day that I was caught off guard. I wasn't wearing these. So you know what? What can I do if I'm short? I'm short. What do you want me to do about it? I can't do anything about it. Do you think I want to be short? One of the chat asks, can this be delivered to my door privately? Like not in original packaging so that my neighbors don't know. And Tong says, it cannot be delivered privately. Men should face their shortcomings. Okay?
长得矮那怎么办呢？那长得矮那怎么办？我想矮吗？可以私密发货吗？私密发货不了，男人要敢于面对自己的缺点。
Netizens are gagged. They're gagged. He also like does this thing where he tries to prove that he's not a jerk. There's a video of him standing out on his balcony and it's thunderstorming outside. Yes.
You talked about this last time.
He sticks his head out the railing, telling the live stream, I told you guys, if I'm a jerk, let the lightning hit and kill me. Lightning strikes right at that moment and he runs back inside like a little cockroach.
我就说我不是渣男嘛，我就搁这站着，雷他妈这样都劈不死我，你就知道兄弟我是不是渣男了。你看我就搁这站着，我要是渣男，这一道雷不把我劈死吗？对不对？你看这样子。
Jerk or not, he's not risking it. But also he's pretty self-aware. There's this one live stream where he's trying to pick up a college girl and she's like, oh, he's asking, what do you study? I'm studying for a graduate degree in Nanjing. Postgraduate? What's your major? The law. He's live streaming. He just gets up and walks away. He's like, I'm not fucking around with that. No way. Not a lawyer.
什么专业啊？
Nah. There's another clip of him that's gone viral where he's trying to give his employee a makeover. And he's like, come here. It's a dude. He's like, let me teach you how to part your hair, right? You part your hair weird. Let me teach you how to part it. He starts parting his hair. You need to separate it like mine. Like, see, like this. And he tries to redo his hair and he pans the camera to the employee who tries to do it. And the employee's like, oh, I'm so nervous. I have dandruff. And he's like, yeah, who doesn't? So basically what you want to do. And then he switches the phone back over to himself, right? But because he's been parting his hair nonstop, it exposed his bald spot. Like,
No way.
like really,
What the f***? Wait, he has a bald spot?
Yeah.
Oh, he's like balding?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Right at the center. And he pauses and he sees the bald spot. And he looks at his employee and he goes, you're fired, motherfucker. Go and don't ever fucking come back.
还好，比完了你要开除了场，你别来了，我去了。
Obviously he's kidding.
And that's why he pull out, you can buy this wig?
You know, a lot of Korean guys use powder And you know what? I use powder too, but
yeah,
they have
yeah,
the
yeah.
men version. I don't know
Yeah.
why they need to sell like gender specific versions.
Has everyone seen those TikTok yet? In China, there's like these wig selling company. They have all these men, like they shave their head bald in the middle, and then they will carry 10 wigs on their body, and they just throw a wig on while dancing, and then they pull it off, pull another wig on. It looks so realistic.
No, it only looks realistic on video, honey.
Oh, that's
Trust
true,
me.
that's
Trust
true.
me. Remember all those wigs I tried on?
But in video, it looks so good.
You're not balding though.
I'm not, but it looks pretty good.
Yeah, we do know a few people that are balding. We should get it for them. Would they be offended? Is that a sore sign? Have you seen that girl that has a hot take? There was a
What
girl
is
on
it?
TikTok that had a hot take. That was like, men that are balding should do something about it. She was like, because you know why? Because women that have something that men don't like, we are forced to fix it. Okay, we're forced to face it. We're forced to go on diets. We're forced to get cosmetic procedures. Men that are balding, all they do is fucking complain about balding. Fucking do something, bitch. Okay, we don't care. It was like her hot take, and all the girls are like, yeah. So he gives the viewers a dating advice. One viewer is asking him in the live stream, how can I spend no money for a late night snack? I don't know if I'm innocent, Mr. Bukaki, okay? I don't know if I'm the innocent one, but I was like, what do you mean a late night snack? I don't know if he meant a genuine late night snack.
Oh,
If the girl is a late night
Oh
snack.
my God.
So
The
he
phone.
picks up the phone and then he's like, are you asleep? She's like, no. Oppa? And he's like, are you free tomorrow? Can you treat me to a late night snack? Sure. It's my pleasure. But I don't have money to take a taxi. I don't want to spend money on a taxi. I'll pick you up. Okay, see you tomorrow. Oh my God. Okay, see you tomorrow. He hangs up, throws his phone, smirks at the camera. I don't spend a penny. I don't spend a penny.
没钱打车，我不想花钱打车。
我接你，
那行呗，那明天见呗。
哥真帅。
一毛钱都不花。
He also just does like really incredibly cringe things where there's a clip of him where he takes his water bottle and like the cap is half off and then he uses his tongue to like take it all the way off.
what does that mean?
Oh, I gotta put the clip in.
Oh, so it's like he just slice it with
He
his.
just, like, and then it like spins off and like again.
Is it hot?
You look amazed, right?
Yeah.
I wanted to gag and throw up. I thought it was like the most disgusting thing ever.
But he thought it was hot, and the audience thought it was just like cringy, funny hot.
The guys thought it was hot. The guys are like, okay, I gotta practice when I get
That's
home.
crazy.
And then the girls were like, that's just weird. Like if you did that in real life, like there are certain things that you can't do in real life.
I'm just imagining her like, pass me the water.
Oh my God. I would genuinely be, honestly, it'd be kind of hot if you did it. But it's like certain things only work in books. Like he growls, you know what I mean? It works in a book. If you growl in real life, it's like, okay. No, that's not what the book. No, that was
man.
hot. So he also does these like very weird things. Like unless you're actively maybe ovulating.
Excuse me?
It's just weird. I don't know what girl likes that. Some netizens are joking that some rich guy would probably pay $1 million for Tong's WeChat contacts because he's got like all the pretty girls in every major city in his WeChat. Another jokes 5,000 WeChat friends is not the limit for Tong. It's the limit for WeChat. And I thought they were kidding until I saw the iconic Seven Fairies date live stream. Valentine's Day. Tong in his Ferrari. Side note, I think he can afford this Ferrari because he doesn't pay rent. I feel
Okay,
like he
also, by the
lives-
way, Seven Fairies, a Chinese,
Fable.
yeah. They live in the sky and there are 7 girls. They're really pretty. They're
Yeah.
called the 7 Fairies.
He's in his Ferrari. That's how the night starts. And he picks up a very pretty girl to his house. Now, if I give you 7 fairies names, it's going to be a lot. So I'm going to call her Car Girl. Right?
Car girl.
Because she's the only one that starts in the car.
Okay.
So he picks her up and she's like ready for this date. It's Valentine's Day. She did her hair. It's curly. It's
And
cute.
he's live streaming the whole time, correct?
Yes.
Like the cameras like at the dash cam, just like.
Yes.
How long was the stream?
4 hours.
4 hours,
It
okay.
felt like 10 hours. Oh my God. It was the longest date of my life and I wasn't even on the date. Okay. So he's live streaming on his phone. He picks her up. She's sitting there. Her hair is all curly. She's in like a cute little dress. She's beautiful. All the girls that he picks up, beautiful. I don't know what they see in him. Whatever, right? She's like sitting there and he's like, well, I think your hair looks better down than up. And then he's just staring at her cleavage.
Oh.
And she sees him staring at her cleavage. So then he grabs his shirt and puts it right there. So then she's now holding his shirt to cover her cleavage. And I don't know how a Ferrari is set up, but she'd be struggling to put on her seatbelt. But like, girl, same, okay? Same, whatever. I know the seatbelt is right there. It's okay. It's like a dark mafia romance. In the presence of the man, you forget to do simple tasks. So he leans over and he's like, let me do it.
Oh, shit.
And then he pretends to fall and shoves his face on her legs.
You're kidding me.
And then he's like very serious. He's like, you know, Ferraris are very low, so my legs get caught. Anyway, he turns to her and he's like, here's the thing about my followers. My chat is filled with just deranged, filthy, disgusting followers with no shame. You know, like, look at this chat. He's asking, hey, ask her what color her underwear is.
Whoa!
Just so disgusting, no shame. You can secretly tell me what color it is. I'm not going to tell you.
Dude, that's...
Okay. Yeah. So then he starts yapping about how much each flower he bought her is, and it's at his house that he's never taken a girl to. And each flower is $8 per single flower, and he bought her 99 flowers. I don't know how much that is, but that sounds like a lot.
99 times 8? 100 times 8, 800 minus 8, technically.
Okay. Do you drive an Audi? Nerd alert. But we haven't seen them yet. The flowers, we haven't seen them. So I don't know if this guy is just recycling flowers again. But they drive to his house, where he's again, it's just mentioning he's never taken a girl here. He's pulling out all the 9 stops for this Valentine's Day date. They get to his house. Beep, boop, beep, boop. Because in Asia, they got the little keypad with the passcode. They open the door, and a girl runs up to him. Whoa. This is house girl. We're going to call her house girl number 2. And the energy, the tension is palpable. The amount of times I had to stop this live stream and just like sit there processing the secondhand stress and awkwardness.
Really? What do you mean?
Because the
Okay, so
car
what-
girl is upset.
Oh, so the house girl runs up?
Yeah.
What's her reaction, though?
Like,
What's going on?
hey, oh, hi. Oh, I didn't know you were going to have a girl here, but like, I came all the way from Shanghai to see you for Valentine's Day.
The house girl said that.
Yeah, and she's like
Okay.
very outgoing. And the car girl seems very uncomfortable. She's like, I don't even know how to react. The house girl already seems so comfortable here. Like, has she been here before? And she's got a playful, comfortable attitude. She doesn't seem phased that another girl is in. So regardless, he's
What's
live
Tong's reaction, though?
just kind of awkward.
So he is kind of awkward,
Yeah,
too?
yeah.
But he knows what's going on.
Yeah,
He
so-
knows there's a girl here.
Yeah, so car girl sits on the couch. She's on her phone awkwardly. Meanwhile, he sits 3 feet away from her with house girl. And these sound rude, so he's just going to be called boy now. Boy is trying to talk to house girl, who has been waiting there, and he's saying things like, you're ruining this for me. You're ruining my date. She's really big boobs. I really like her. And he
No
tries
way.
to tell car girl, like, trust me, we're not dating. Like, we're just friends. Me and house girl, we're just buddies. You know what I mean? Like, why would I feel comfortable with all of us being in the same room unless we're just buddies? Like, that would be awkward. Like, look at me. I'm not awkward at all. Right? Also, just like random question. Are you a C cup?
That is
Yeah,
crazy.
and I can't look away. It's a train wreck. This is worse than Love Island. I'm like, I'm hooked. Okay, so then he walks over, hands her a bouquet of flowers, which is clearly not 99 flowers like he promised, and it doesn't even look like a dozen flowers. And there's no way in hell that each flower was $8. It looks like 8 flowers that have been reused and recycled. And she's upset that he lied to her. She rips a petal off and shoves it in his mouth.
What?
Yeah, car girl. She's upset. She's like, you told me 99 flowers and they were going to be $8 each. These look like flowers. And he's like, listen, you and I are going to get married, right?
Whoa.
I know we're going to get married. You don't know this yet, but we need to be smarter about finances when we get married because I'm a few years older than you. So let me tell you, I bought you these flowers today and I'm going to buy you more tomorrow. They might not be that expensive, you know, but we need to save money for formula and baby food for our future children, their education. There will be lots of places to spend money in the future, okay? She's like, you're so fucking annoying, stop talking. Meanwhile,
Is she
house
genuinely
girl's over
mad,
there.
or-
She's like kind of mad, but like kind of warming up. She's like, I guess we are gonna get married. Okay, fine. He's asking the two girls if they have pets. He's like, oh, let me show you a picture of my dog that I used to have. And the girls are confused. They're like, that's a picture of your friend. And he's like, yeah, but he acts like a dog. And they're like, oh, okay. Bro, this guy is weird. One of the girls pulls up a picture of her dog. And he's like, see, they look the same. And I was like, this guy is insane. And then he pans the live stream to the picture of her dog. And I'm like, bro, they look the same.
Shut up.
They look the fucking same.
The dog and the friend?
Yeah. I see them walking on the street. I can't tell the difference.
Whoa.
So then he turns to look at car girl and calls her by house girl's name.
Oh.
And she's about to blow up, so he starts slapping himself. She's like, what's my name? He's like, Xiao Shu. Slap. What's my name? This reminds me of the Beyonce concert where she picks up the IUD. Do you know what I'm talking about?
No.
Oh my God, one of her fans. Like, I'm your cousin. No, she's like, are you my husband? And he's like, I'm your cousin. And she's like, what's my name? And he starts singing. And then, oh, it's such a good clip. Okay, anyways, she's like, what's my name? And he's like, Xiao Shu, slap. Xiao Shu, slap. She's just like, okay, stop talking. But his saving grace is that house girl is on the other side of the living room, which is like 3 feet away. And she's like, what's your Wi-Fi password? And he's so happy. He's like, see, girl number one, car girl. She doesn't even know my Wi-Fi password. She's here for the first time. We don't even hang out together. She's not my girlfriend. And also, like, everybody knows I like big boobs. So.
我跟他真没什么，要真有什么他怎么可能，对吧？大家都知道我喜欢胸大，那么小麦的胸跟骰子里的凹一样，往里面凹。
That is crazy.
He's crazy. So then he's like, you guys need to be friends. Let's all sit together. So the three of them are awkwardly sitting together. And as they're getting friendly, the doorbell rings. So they're like, oh, is that a delivery? He walks over. In walks a girl with a bouquet of flowers for him. He's blocking the entrance. Meanwhile, he's live streaming, but she's all like, what are you doing? What are you doing? Why are you blocking the entrance? He's like, the supermarket downstairs even delivers flowers now.
现在楼下超市还收花的呀，谢谢啊，谢谢。
But she pushes her way in. This guy did not even
Wait,
clean.
does he know that she's coming?
Seems like it.
So he planned this whole drama
Yeah.
to be unfolded.
Yeah.
And do you think the girls know, or is it like they half know, or they don't know, or they do know?
It seems like they half know, but it also seems like the girls are here to get, like, you know, their channels up too.
Yeah,
You know
okay,
what I mean?
okay,
So
okay.
it doesn't seem like I would never for a girl feeling uncomfortable.
Right.
And it's like, I think they're all kind of playing into it as the vibe.
So they're not like genuinely mad about.
It doesn't give me like you're cheating on me.
Right.
And
Okay.
you're like embarrassing me
Right.
online.
Okay.
It's giving like, it's kind of giving like they're all kind of streamers and
yeah.
like it's a bit,
Yeah.
but maybe not fully a bit. Like I don't think these girls knew everyone was going to show up.
Yeah.
But I don't think they actually like the guy like that.
Yeah,
to care that much.
Yeah.
So then,
Dang,
yeah.
that is some pretty crazy setup.
Yeah. So then the third girl walks
Playing
in.
with fire.
Yeah. And the entire place is a freaking mess. She sits on the couch, and now the two previous girls, and this is why I say it's a social experiment. Car girl and house girl, they were enemies. Okay? Third girl walks in, they're besties. Third girl is the enemy.
Enemy of the enemy.
Is my...
Bestie.
Exactly. And the girls are just staring at her, and he stressfully grabs drinks from the fridge. He tells car girl that girl, we're going to call her cousin. It's just
Cousin?
his cousin from his hometown. That's what he says. That's
The
my
third
cousin.
girl is the cousin?
Yeah, but it's clear
crazy.
they're not cousins, right? Then he sits down with her on the couch, his cousin, and she's all, so I'm your cousin. And he doesn't respond. And she's like, do you like the flowers I got you? I like it. Are you happy with your surprise? Very happy. And you also got me a surprise. Because, you know, there's two girls in the house, right? Yeah. And she's like, yeah, basically. He walks away. He calls the supermarket downstairs and he's like, I need 2 decks of cards to be brought up immediately because it's so awkward up here. Please, like, sir, you're looking at the last 5 seconds of your life, okay? And car girl is getting agitated. She's like, you told me literally right before we got here that no girls have been in your house. He's like, yeah, no, And that was the truth. I'm talking about my new house that I just moved into. This is my old house. So I haven't taken any new girls there. So that's the truth. Yeah. I'm dead. House girl leans over and she starts helping a car girl with her dress, like tying the straps on her dress. And he's live streaming them and he's like, this is good. Your friendship seems harmonious. There's harmony in the house now. And I'm like, what in the Sister Wives is happening right now? What the f is going on? I'm so stressed. Meanwhile, cousin is just sitting on the couch on her phone and we are crossing so many boundaries right now. And I'm also dead at the fact that every time he drinks his drink, his live stream filter goes back and forth.
Oh, like his face shape changes, right? His chin goes. That is something. Like in China, I think the filter culture is pretty standard now. You know how even like TikTok or Instagram, like when you record video, you can turn on a filter to like smooth out your skin or whatever. But in China, it's pretty standard now. So it's like the face changing shape and everything is not even weird.
Yeah,
that's why they probably don't even care.
I will say there is, I'm not going to put this bit in because I'm not judging. I'm not judging because I use the beauty filter on TikTok as well, okay? But there was this one part in his live stream where he's walking, where he catches someone live streaming, right? And you see their phone and their face on their phone that they're live streaming. And then you see their face from his live stream.
Oh, total
it's like
different.
Four different people. It's like four different people conversing, okay? So he goes from doom, 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 doom. He's like mewing, puffy cheeks, okay? And he mentions that if he has to be honest, he did maybe one time sleep with his cousin from his hometown, you know? But because that's not his cousin.
He slept?
Like, you know, they dated.
He dated his cousin?
No, it's not his real cousin. He was just lying that that's his cousin. They all know that's not his cousin, that's his girlfriend.
Oh, so he's saying this quote-unquote cousin, I did date her back in the day.
Yeah.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah. And so, you know, house girl is like, have you no shame? He's like, well, I swear, that's it. If more girls come, I'm going to jump off the 20th floor. You know, right at that moment, the doorbell rings.
Ding dong.
And he's so stressed. He's so stressed because he just said he's about to jump off the 20th floor. He runs to the door, opens it, 2 decks of playing cards. He's like, oh shit. Oh, he's like, my heart was racing. He looks so stressed. He looks so relieved. He's like, oh, thank God, okay? Genuinely nervous. So then cousin comes to join them at the table. She's still on her phone. Car girl, house girl, besties now. They're giggle gaggling. I love how humans work. Our brains are fascinating, okay? At one point, boy kneels down to thank his 3 girls for supporting him. He's like, thank you for supporting my work on this live stream. And girl 1 is like, no, don't kneel. And girl 3, car girl is like, no, it's okay, don't kneel. Cousin is like, whatever, kneel, who cares? It's just a lot going on. Boy is telling car girl, trust me, nothing's going on with me and my cousin anymore. Like, it's not like that. Like, tell them it's not like that. Cousin's like, it's not like that. And house girl is like, can you make it more believable? And she's like, it's not like that. Okay. And it's just like dead silent because music is copyrighted. So he can't put, so it's just like dead silence. Okay. Dead silence.
Okay. Wow.
And it's just like, as the night goes on, you think it's becoming better. So all 3 girls, he's like catering to them. He's bringing them ice cream, candy. All 3 girls, they start bonding over their nails. So car girl and house girl are looking at their nails. Cousin is sitting on the side looking at her nails. And he walks over and is holding cousin's hand to look at her nails. You know? And car girl throws a candy wrapper at him, and then it gets awkward again. It just like quickly gets harmonious, and then it gets really awkward and uncomfortable, and then harmonious, and then gets quickly uncomfortable, and just the whole thing is fucking weird. So then the girls are like, can we just end this live stream and go eat hot pot or something? To which somehow the conversation goes to talking about getting hot pot, and he says, listen, we're all just gonna get along. We're all family, right? So instead of arguing, it's better if we're all honest. Instead of fighting, it's better if we're harmonious. As a man, peace is precious, right, brothers? Why not emphasize harmony together, all of us? House girl is not feeling it, okay? She's exposing him in the chat. She's like, he made me split money last time I went out to eat with him. He made me pay
That's
for half
crazy.
the hot pot. So next time, oh yeah, you know what he said? He didn't have power on his phone because you gotta pay with your phone in most restaurants in China, right?
Yeah.
But then I looked at his phone, full f***ing battery. So girl number 2, house girl is like, here's the plan. We're gonna run away from the bill because he's gonna try to make us split it 4 ways because we got 3 girls, 1 guy, right? And let's bring a power bank so that he can't say that his phone ran out of battery. The cousin is like, you know what? After ordering, we should just make him pay first before we even start eating. And the girls are bonding over how to do this. Meanwhile, he goes to go change his clothes. And I'm getting so confused because, first of all, there's 3 of y'all on a hot pot date and you guys are planning on how to make sure he pays. I'm so confused right now. And then the door rings and the girls go to get it and in walks another girl. And she's here for Valentine's Day and they let her in and it's all awkward again. He walks out like he's seen a ghost and he tells them that yes, he invited this girl, but it's his first time meeting her. All they were gonna do was stream together. That's it. This was a work event, you know? She means nothing to me. Nothing. And so he's like, tell them it's our first time meeting. He's talking to the 4th girl. She's like, yeah.
第一次见面是第一次见面吗？咱俩
But it's not convincing. So he gets down on his knees and he's like, tell them it's our first time meeting. And she goes, yeah.
我们俩是第一次见面吗？
Car girl seems the most pissed. House girl is just trying to make friends and get some free hot pot at this point. Cousin looks a little agitated and he starts fixing girl number 4's thigh-high socks. It's like knee socks and I guess they're slipping down. They honestly weren't. They looked fine. They looked f***ing fine. But he starts fixing them. He's like raising them up.
The 3rd girl is fixing the 4th girl's socks?
No, Tong is fixing the 4th girl's socks.
Oh,
and Car girl is
damn.
getting pissed off.
That's
It seems
crazy.
like Car girl might be the only one that actually likes him a little bit, right? And so she's getting pissed and she's like, she can do it herself. Okay?
That's really intimate. Holy
Yeah. So then he's like, listen, girls, just be yourselves, everyone, and treat each other like friends. I just want you guys to be friends. They start doing icebreakers like it's a corporate event, like it's a fucking summit, okay? Introducing themselves. And he's telling them, all the girls that I've ever known in my entire life are here with me right now. And then the doorbell rings.
Oh,
And
man.
in walks the 5th girl. But, you know, the doorbell doesn't even ring with the 5th girl. That's the bad part.
Because it was open?
No, because this girl knows his passcode. So
Oh
she
my God.
bops into his house and in walks the 5th girl. And everyone goes silent. He reaches over. You know how cousin brought him flowers? He grabs the same flowers and gives it to her. In front of everyone. He's reusing the
Oh,
flowers.
man.
He starts singing her happy birthday. So I guess
Happy
it's also her
birthday.
birthday.
Did the other girls chime in or?
No, they're all just staring at this point. And he says he wanted to get her white flowers because they represent purity. And everyone is like, bitch, you got gifted those flowers. What the fuck are you saying right now? And girl 5 is also looking at him like, what is happening? And he's like, don't be nervous. Don't be shy. Everyone here, we're all good friends. It's all good. We're all friends. The girls are pissed, asking if there's more girls coming later. And he's like, how could there be more girls? There's definitely not more girls. And then another girl comes. Bro, this stream was stressing me out so hard. At one point, there's this really awkward confrontation between Car Girl and girl number 5, the new girl. The new girl is like, are you his girlfriend, Car Girl? Because he told me that he's just using this relationship for views.
Dang.
Car Girl looks pissed. And the cousin is like, wait, how come I didn't know that you guys are official? And Tong responds, underground, secret relationship.
Oh.
Girl number 5 looks at him. With her? With Car Girl? You're in a secret relationship with Car Girl? And he goes, no, I'm in a secret relationship with you.
All of you.
Like every single
All
one
of
of you.
you.
But don't tell each other, please. It'll get really awkward if you do, right? And so Car Girl is like, you just told me you have a secret relationship with her? What? And he's just like, I gotta go. Because his phone is ringing. And he picks up the phone. It's a girl. And the girl on the phone hears one of the 5 girls being like, who is that? And then the girl is like, who is that?
He's on speaker?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
And the girl is like, who is that? And then all of a sudden, it's like whack-a-mole. All the girls are like, no, who are you? Who are you? Who are you? It's like the Spider-Man meme. Who are you? Who are you? Who are you? Nobody's giving an answer. It's just, who are you? Who are you? And then Tong is like talking to the girl on the phone. He's like, I'm at an HOA meeting with my mom. I'm at an HOA meeting with my mom. He runs into the bathroom and he's like, what are you talking about? I'm not with a girl. Oh my God, you're so crazy. I'm at an HOA meeting with my mom. Hangs up. Meanwhile, all of this is live streamed. All of this is live streamed. And then once he walks back out, the girls are quiet again and they're looking at him and he's just live streaming them looking at him. And they're just like, is that girl coming too? No. She's not coming. Why are you smiling then? I'm not smiling. She's not coming. Then the door opens. Okay. She came, so.
How many are we at right now?
Now I think we are at 7, yeah.
Okay, so
now,
that's the 7 fairies.
Yeah.
嗨，宝贝，宝贝，你在干嘛呢？小宝贝，
都是女孩子。
这是个啥玩意儿啊？这是个啥玩意儿啊？
For the next hour, they go out, they eat hot
Oh,
pot.
they went out? So
They
just
do.
him with 7 girls around
Yeah.
him?
And then
That
like
is-
while he's out, he's still trying to find WeChats.
Find WeChat?
Like get girls WeChats and shit, okay? At this point,
How?
it's just like become so normal that there's really nothing to write home about. They're just all kind of chit-chatting like it's a corporate event. Netizens start commenting. At this point, it just feels like a family gathering. It doesn't even feel weird. It doesn't feel uncomfortable. They're introducing each other one by one. They're bonding over things. And at one point, he goes outside and says, guys, I'm so for real. I'm a virgin. If I'm not, may lightning strike me. No lightning strikes. And he says, see, I'm pure. Oh, and then at one point, I think another girl was going to join them, but he was on the phone with her and he says, don't come over to my house, babe. And he hangs up and he's looking at all the 7 girls like so proud, like, see, I rejected a girl for you guys. And then one of the girls goes, what was the last word you said? And he's like, I don't know what I said. And they're like, babe? So I'm getting so confused. At one point, one of the girls is like, this was actually the most fucked up Valentine's Day. I demand you repent by kneeling on durian.
Kneeling on durian. Holy shit.
And he says maybe he will next time. And that's pretty much it for his 7 fairies date. It honestly becomes pretty harmonious. There is really nothing to write about. It feels like 7 friends and that loser boy that came along with them. The vibe is Cargill and him are dating, but they're on rocky road. And they're kind of fighting. And then everyone's Cargill's friend. Like, that was the vibe. If I came in middle live stream, that's the vibe I would think it was. I would not think that these are his 7 girls.
Oh my God.
One netizen comment reads, 7 girls are just the limit of the space in his home, not the limit of Tong. Another says, these few hours were more exciting than my whole life. Another writes, when there were 2 or 3 girlfriends, it was very awkward. But when there were 7, it became harmonious. Another comment reads, first you solve the quantity problem, then you address the quality problem.
What does that mean?
It's like Tong's famous saying of, stop bitching about quality girls. You can't even get one girl. So he was telling boys, stop bitching about, I can't find a girl these days that's like not looking for money. He's like, address your quantity problem first.
geez.
So they said this is in real life, addressing the quantity issue first. And this is the guy that goes on to create a large MCN company where he recruits other female streamers, where he dates them for views. And honestly, that could be a whole other episode. You know what else could be a whole other episode? Him meeting his first love on live stream. The girl that rejected him for an Audi, he goes
Like
and
the
meets her.
actual girl
Yeah.
or really?
So,
Dang.
guys, let me know if you want that episode.
Yes.
Yeah, but that is Playboy ancestor of China. Welcome to the Chinaverse, Tong. I really think that he has some wisdom to share. Girls do not care about the color of your Ferrari. Someone put that in some sort of sacred text that we bury so that one day when aliens come to find us, they're like, that's what humans were about. Let me know in the comments what are your thoughts, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye. In a prison cell in South Korea, there's these two very pretty, very young girls sitting at the edge of their prison beds. They're in the same cell, and they're either going to be very friendly or they're going to rip each other apart by the end of this. There's going to be no middle ground here. So they start feeling each other out. And how old are you? I'm 95. You? Side note, in Korea, usually when someone asks you for your age, you give them the year of your birth first. It's interesting, but 95 meaning 1995. So by this point, she would have been what? Maybe 24, 25 when they met?
It's so interesting. Isn't that like more math you have to do?
Yeah. I guess they don't really care how old you are. They want to know if you're older and how many years in relation. But then when you give birthdays and dates, it gets confusing, right?
Yeah, okay, so all they care about the seniority. Like,
Exactly. So if we're both 95, then the next question would be what month? And then it's very quick to decide who's older. The other girl goes, I'm 91, so that means I'm 4 years older than you. I'm your 언니, I guess, which is like an older sister. So what are you in here for? Fraud? You? Drugs. These two girls, Nami and SJ, would smile at each other. Because this was good. This was very good. They got to planning. They promised each other once they got out, they would get apartments in the same building, just a few floors apart, so that they could always be together. They felt a friendship that was developing. And while they're planning their futures out together, on the other side of the world, Parasite was winning an Academy Award for Best Picture. Standing on stage, feeling on top of the world, would be Lee Sung-gyun. He was an A-list actor in South Korea already, but this is like a new height of his career, a new height of fame. He's internationally known now. But in less than 4 years, he would end up dead. And these two girls from prison would have something to do with it. We would like to thank today's sponsors who have made it possible for Rotten Mango to support the JED Foundation, a nonprofit that protects emotional health and prevents suicides for our nation's teens and young adults by giving them the skills and supports that they need to thrive today, but also tomorrow. This episode's partnerships have also made it possible to support Rotten Mango's growing team of dedicated researchers and translators. We'd also like to thank you guys for your continued support as we work on our mission to be worthy advocates of these causes. Now, as always, full show notes are available at rottenmangopodcast.com. We did have our Korean translators and researchers assist on this case, but I will say that there's a lot going on, and there's a lot of other people involved, conspiracies about why this became such an overblown investigation. There's differing sources on the exact timeline of events. We tried to gather all the accurate facts of the case and compile them in an easy to digest format for you, whilst we try our best to remain neutral. But if there is anything at all that is lost in translation, miscommunicated, or even anything additional that you would like us to know about this case, please let us know down in the comments. And a quick content warning, there is brief mention of suicide in this episode, so if that is something that might bring you to a dark place today, please just take it easy, skip this one, go watch a comfort show, and stay safe. So with that being said, let's get started. Nami had been out of prison for a while, and everything was working out relatively like she had planned. She's living in the same apartment complex as her best friend, Estray, that she met in prison. She's running her own business that's doing really well. And then, boom, a text message comes in ready to ruin everything for Nami. An unknown profile on Telegram messages her. The user's name is Nenemtin. Nami has never heard of this username. She has no idea who this is. This person isn't even in her contacts. It's a total stranger. She goes to open the message, and it reads, "The stuff on your photo albums." What is this person even talking about? So she texts back, "What about my photo albums?" A lot of fucking celebrity photos, enough to make the nation flip shit, huh? Whoever this person was, they knew exactly what kind of line of work that Nami was in. So she quickly texts back, unfazed, "My goodness, I didn't know we were still living in the past era. I'm feeling under the weather, so I'm just gonna head to sleep now." What an odd exchange. Like, who the hell is this person? Nami's trying so hard to play it cool, but it is bothering her. She immediately screenshots all of the text messages and sends them to her best friend, SJ. And the both of them, they go into detective mode. They're trying to investigate. But this is an account from Telegram, which is anonymous. They have nothing to go off of, but maybe the blackmailer's username, texting cadence, any hints in the messages themselves, which are basically none. They barely exchanged messages so far. So let's start with the name. Nenemtim. SJ, the friend, immediately screenshots something and sends it to Nami. It's a package of instant noodles. 비빔면, which is like a cold, spicy stir-fried noodle, but the brand calls that noodle Nenemtin. It's a household brand in South Korea.
So this is just a food brand?
Yeah,
name?
so I guess it would be the same as someone's username being SpaghettiOs. It's a brand by Chef Boyardee. Like, that's the
Yeah,
name of
yeah.
their product.
Yeah.
But it's technically, I mean, and I don't know if you would call it spaghetti, but you get the idea. It's very brand specific. So SJ sends Nami a screenshot of the noodle packaging and she says, Nami, young people these days call bibimbap by the brand's name instead. 내냄딘. Do you think this person messaging you is... And Nami's like, I know exactly who it is. Precisely. It's 정다은. So this case is actually has a lot of very random, bizarre people involved. One of them being 정다은. That's their name, 다은. 다은 is kind of famous. They're an 얼짱 contestant winner. 얼짱 is literally translates to best face. Like 얼 is 얼굴, face, 얼. And then 짱 is like the best. So they would have these reality shows, contestant shows, contest shows where they would bring in the best faces from the nation and just basically whoever has the ideal face wins the contest.
Like a beauty contest.
Yes, but it's very face specific. It's not personality. You don't really like answer questions. You don't do the bikini shows. It's all about your face.
Is it like a really prestige title or is it more like
Yeah.
a TV? Oh, it's like a real award.
Well, I wouldn't say it's like Miss America, but it is it's a high compliment to be called an 얼짱. But it's not really something that you have to win through that competition. You could call anyone on the internet an 얼짱.
It's a compliment. Basically.
Yes, and they have a very specific look. It's like that perfect face look. Like I would say maybe Karina from aespa is the best comparison. Like that is the it look. And Taeun got famous for having a good face. And eventually using that fame, Taeun would start working in the music industry. But probably what they're the most known for is dating Han Seo-hee. She's gonna become very important in this. She is probably one of the most controversial K-pop trainees to ever exist. She's been involved in almost every major K-pop idol scandal. The two of them briefly dated, then had a very public and messy breakup where they both accused each other of being physically violent and abusive. So, side note about Han Seo-hee, she was involved in Big Bang Top's weed scandal that happened in like 2011. So she's just kind of involved in all the drama.
Okay.
Any drama, she's in there somehow. Now, after this breakup between Han Seo-hee, she's gonna get a question later, and Chung Da-eun, they all run in the same circle still. So they all hang out with the same people even after they broke up.
Okay.
And they hang out with Nami and SJ. Da-eun also has a criminal history stemming from selling drugs on Telegram. And this is where the dots start connecting some more. Da-eun's Telegram username used to be 짜파게티, which is a brand of black bean noodle. So black bean noodle is the dish, but 짜파게티 is a very specific noodle brand's version of that dish, and they call it 짜파게티. It's not even black bean noodles, it's the brand's name for it, just as how 내냄딘 is not spicy cold noodles. It's the brand's name for it.
So that's how she made the connection because
Yes.
she always uses brand's name as her name.
And Taeun is younger than them in early 20s, so they're like, okay, young people call 비빔면 내냄dim, you know, which older people don't really do that. They also really like to use these brand names for food as their username. And on top of that, the two girls remember that Taeun also had a bit of coding experience. So to them, everything is clicking, everything is making sense. Taeun did this. Taeun hacked into Nami's photo album and got all the pictures of the celebrities and is now blackmailing her because Taeun is the blackmailer. Whoever the spicy cold noodles were though, they're just getting started. They text Nami some more. You're f***ing ignoring my text? When I see that you've clearly read it, I'll go straight to the celebrities instead then. Get ready to get f***ed. Another text. Make $75,000 by Wednesday and I'll add in another $8,000 for each day that you're late. I'm not going to ask for more after this. I'm not some sort of gangster. Get all the cash that I want by Wednesday and put it in the fire hydrant in front of your house. Listen to me. Unless you want to ruin everything for everybody else, don't fuck up everyone else's life. Just fuck up your own. Audio files, videos, photos, I have it all. Your whole place, your whole business, it's going down. The blackmailer starts listing off a little bit of what they know, just a little taste of what's about to come. And this has been redacted from the reports. Redacted, abuse of power. Redacted, drug trafficking. Redacted, drugs. Each one of those redacted names were high-powered people and or celebrities. The last one on that list was an A-list actor in South Korea, internationally acclaimed by playing the rich father from Oscar-winning film Family Man, Lee Sun-gyun. The blackmailer texted Nami, "Tomorrow, I'm gonna start with Lee, so be careful." If you ever see your husband has a strange charge on his card every Friday night for a bakery that you've never even been to before, and you guys are in South Korea, you might want to look into that. There are establishments called room salons, and they can fake receipts to look like bakery receipts, snack shop receipts, or other small business receipts. But in reality, they're just hostess bars. And Nami was a madam at one of these entertainment establishments. So in Japan, they're hostess bars. In Korea, they're kind of called room salons. There's a little bit of overlap. There's a lot of similarity, but there's some differing points. They're like fancy karaoke bars in Korea with private rooms. So the sole purpose is entertaining men. They remind me, again, quite a bit of the Japanese hostess clubs in the sense that you walk in, you get escorted into a private room. Most rooms have the karaoke set up so you can sing, or you can pick hostesses to sing and spend time with you. And a big part of it is de-stressing from this corporate world while you're having someone tending to you and boosting your ego. But that part is the same. But Korean room salons have a few slight differences. Like the fact that they have most of them have a pretty strict no phones rule in the rooms. No phones, which makes everything feel just a bit more intimate, just a bit more private. And Korean room salons, they focus heavily on exclusivity and status symbols. Some clubs, they won't even let you in. You walk in, you're like, "I've got $10,000 that I want to blow right now." They're like, "Sorry, sir, you're not a member, so you can't." And in Korea, if you ever hear something called 1차 and 2차, this is what they're referring to. There's 2 tiers to room salons. 1차 is when you're on the premises, when you're in the club or in the room salon. You can usually flirt, get that emotional connection. Sometimes you could probably fondle the room salon girls, depending on the room salon, right? Depending on the establishment. And then there's something called 2차, which is level 2, second tier. This means that after the room salon date, you go out, usually off the premises, and you go full intimacy. These room salons, they can get really pricey. If you're going to go to a really nice, luxurious one in the center of Gangnam, you can expect to pay around $500 to $1,500 per person per night.
Whoa.
Yeah, it's insane. You have to pay for the room fee, then the food and the drinks, then you have to tip the hostesses. And then there's different leagues of salons. There's a ranking system for the girls at these types of clubs. So you've got the Puchangdong style. Now this style is very overtly. Sometimes the girls you walk in, they're just wearing their undergarments. Then you have the club girls. They're a bit more clothed than just their undergarments, but it's like the next tier up. Then you get higher up, then you have the 15%. This means 15% of the top prettiest girls in room salons. They call it like a 15% club.
Wow.
Which means you have a certain league of aesthetics in the girls there. Very attractive. They probably will not tolerate touching inside of the store. Then you have the TPs, the 10 Pro, which means 10%. 10 Pro, yeah. So girls, they look like celebrities. They're usually very educated. And if you're filthy rich, you could even sponsor one of the girls to be like, I don't know, your girlfriend, your side girlfriend. Now, side note, it does seem like a few celebrities have been seen frequenting these room salons, and I know it's a really controversial topic, but some netizens say that there might be a reason why celebrities might like these room salons more than the average civilian. The no phones rule, that might ease some of their anxiety of always feeling like they're going to be filmed by other people when they're in establishments, that other parties, not even in the room that they're in, are filming them, like they're just trying to have fun, right? And perhaps to some of the older generations of celebrities, it's purely just habit. Apparently back then, if you wanted to land a role in a movie, you would have to shake hands with the director in a room salon. It was so prevalent that when a new up-and-coming director came out and started his own production company, he was this close to naming it NRS.
What's that?
No room salons. Because he hated it so much. He was like, this is a part of the industry that I wish would just die off. I hate it. Like, that's how strong and prevalent it was.
So it is very deep-rooted in the
celebrity culture.
Yeah, okay.
Like, I think it starts when you don't really have a choice. You just have to go. And the one in question today is dubbed a 1% room salon in Gangnam, meaning they only offer memberships. You cannot step in there and book a private room unless you're a member, even if you have the money, which adds to the exclusivity and the discretion of the business. Only the top 1% can afford this room salon. And it's speculated that a few hours in this type of club with 3 to 4 people in a private room, that's about $6,000 to $8,000. And because of how expensive the barrier of entry is, less people would go, and it might honestly make a great place for celebrities to feel like they're getting away. I'm not recommending it. I'm not saying that they should, but I can maybe kind of see why. The barrier for entry is so high. Maybe it feels like it's more secretive and not many people are going to out you and talk about it and post and like little sneaky pictures of you online. And you can finally just have some fun. Nami runs one of those, a 1% club in Gangnam. But there's a give and take in place for room salon madams and their high profile customers. I don't want to say clientele because that makes it sound like they're buying intimacy, right? That's not what I'm insinuating at all, but just, customers, patrons of an establishment. Discretion. You get paid to not talk about what you see. Once that trust is broken, nobody's going to want to visit Nami's business ever again. And this blackmailer is going to ruin her entire career. Even if Nami gives the blackmailer the money, who's to say that they're going to stop there? What if they keep going? What if they keep coming back for more money? It's never going to end. Ding. Another message from the Noodle Telegram account comes in. Do as I say unless you want to ruin someone else's life. I don't think you know the situation that you're in right now. If you ignore me again today, I'm going to reach out to your mom. Nami sent more screenshots of these conversations to SJ, her best friend. And SJ's just trying to warn Nami, like, don't piss off the hackers. Don't piss off the blackmailers. Just figure out what exactly they know. Like, what in your photo albums? She texts, don't turn them all into enemies, Nami. Nami's hot-headed though. She texts back, yeah, well, I'm not gonna give them a freaking penny. Just find out what they have on you first. Hear them out. SJ tries to comfort her best friend Nami. I mean, even if they know you're doing drugs, they can't touch any of your celebrity friends like Lee Sung-gyun, the Parasite actor. How are they gonna touch him? Yeah, I guess that's true. But I had an idea. Should I just tell Lee Sung-gyun, Lee? Just tell him that I've been hacked and that I'm being blackmailed into giving them $500,000?
Wait, so she's about to blackmail the actor?
Yeah.
While being blackmailed?
She's being blackmailed for $75,000 and she's gonna go turn around to the Parasite actor and say, hey, Lee, I need $500,000. Otherwise, people at the press are gonna know that we hang out. Do you want to be seen with the madam of a room salon?
That's crazy.
When you have a wife and 2 children? Is that what you want? So Nami has this brilliant idea of playing both sides. She would lie to the blackmailer and get money from Lee. Then she would lie to Lee and say that she was going to give the money to the blackmailer, but neither of those things were going to happen. It's not even like she wants to take the $500K, give $75K to the blackmailer, and then keep the rest. Mm-hmm. She wants to keep it all. She's like, I'm just going to screw both of them because whatever.
Wow.
Yeah. She shares her bright idea with her best friend SJ and she texts, I'm just gonna play Lee. Should I do this? No, you shouldn't. Because Nami, if you don't give money to the blackmailer, what happens to Lee Oppa who actually gave you the money? And Nami just responds, oh, well, he'll just be a f***ing R-word. Nami starts texting Lee Sung-gyun, Lee, stating that she's being blackmailed and her phone was hacked and the press is going to find out that he's basically having an affair with her, if you will. He has an actress wife that he's been with for over a decade. So much of his image in the public arena is being part of the perfect family. They're kind of the it couple. They're like a middle-aged but it couple. They're both at their prime. I mean, they share 2 beautiful children together. But now the blackmailer knows that Lee, the perfect family man, has been spending some time with Nami, the madam of a room salon, in her private residence. And for that information, Nami's like, okay, you know what? Oppa, I negotiated and I got it down from 500,000 to 250,000. So I'm gonna need 250,000. Nami starts texting Lee. Okay, Oppa, I have to make a choice now. First things first, Oppa, you need to live. Even if something happens to me, you have to live. That's why I'm telling you all these things about what's going on when it would be better for me if I don't tell you. I asked around and there's a lot of people who have lost everything because they didn't comply with these types of threats from blackmailers. If we ignore this person and they go to the media about this, you and me, we're all done for. Like, not saying this relationship is done for, but she's insinuating our lives, our careers are done for. Just trust me this once and comply with the demands of $250,000 and I will make sure nothing incriminating about you gets out. I'm going to turn myself in today for questioning because they're saying that they're going to go to the police about my drug reports. Do you think that they're going to run forensics on my phone? Nami continues trying to get $250,000 out of Lee. Also, those people will not come back once we give them the $250,000. They told me that they have no reason to come back and ask for more money. But right now, if I ignore them and you ignore them, I mean, it could go to the press. Then at that point, both of our lives would be over. And like, I mean, just trust me. I'm going to take care of this situation so cleanly. Just trust me. Nami tries to soften the situation by saying things like, Sai, the world really has gone crazy these days. Cry face. Don't worry too much though. Lee texts back, okay. She texts, I'll call you later during the day. Life is so hard. Are you available to talk during the day? I'll call you later. Lee gets her the money, $250,000 in cash, but he was very clearly hesitant. You can tell from the text messages. He doesn't know if this is the route that he wants to take. So he's not like, oh yeah, take the money. We got to make sure this never gets out. He's just kind of like confused and he doesn't understand really what's the best choice at that moment. It's alleged that Lee had to go to a close friend of his, Mr. Kim, who also knows Nami, to get a loan from him for the money. Because Lee's wife has access to their bank accounts, and if $250,000 just goes missing, I mean, it's going to be a big deal. The cash gets delivered to Nami, who promises Lee that she's going to give it to the blackmailer, who will then shut up about the whole thing and they'll be over it. But instead, Nami takes the money and goes on the run. She stops responding to everyone. She ghosts everyone. The blackmailer, Lee, even SJ, her best friend. She ghosts them all for $250,000. And so now, the blackmailer is pissed. And the blackmailer is coming after SJ, sending messages. Nenentin is reaching out to SJ on Telegram, Nami's best friend, threatening to ruin SJ's life unless you can get your best friend Nami to come back with my money. SJ starts sending desperate messages to Nami. Where are you, Nami? This is insane. You can't do this to me. I'm never going to see you again. Don't ever talk to me ever again if this is how you're going to be. Don't even reach out. Nami finally responds, I'll call you soon. Call me before noon today. Noon comes and passes. SJ texts again. Are you calling me soon, Nami? Please help me understand, because if this is what I think it is, I will forever disappear from your life. I think the cops are trying to come to my house. I have to verify it's the cops, but I don't know. So please, Nenen team keeps contacting me. If they reach out to me one more time, I'm going to report them to the police. Don't try to get me to understand your side then. Do it now. If not, I never want to see you again. Ever. Nami finally responds, stop contacting my friends and acquaintances asking where I am. And I'm sorry. I wronged you in all of this, okay? I'm sorry. Because now it's on SJ. Now the pressure's on SJ. Get me my money.
So she really just, Nami took $250K and that's
Dead,
it?
yeah.
That's her exit?
Yeah.
What?
SJ texts her, yeah, well, don't worry. I will have no reason to ever reach out to you again. Nami says, let me just clean this up, okay? Let me clean up the mess and then I'll reach out to you. Don't forget to eat. Like, it's like don't forget to, like, don't skip meals. It's a very enduring term, which is bizarre in this moment. But how is SJ just gonna wait for Nami to clean this mess up when SJ's life is on the line too? SJ and a man by the name of Samuel walk into the Incheon Police Department with 30 pieces of black hair and a clear baggie and a very bizarre story. I'd like to report a drug crime. Samuel, the man that's accompanying SJ, tells the police that his girlfriend got a job at a room salon, and the manager there, the madam if you will, got her intentionally hooked on drugs. He said that he did absolutely everything to get her off these drugs, but she just wouldn't quit. So he suspected the madam is keeping her addicted for the purpose of the business. Because he can't convince his own girlfriend to get off the drugs, he decided to go to the source of the drugs. He goes to the madam of the business and tells her, hey, if you don't quit supplying my girlfriend with drugs, I'm going to report you to the police. He was so shocked because she just sat there and said, how much money do you want? That was not what he was after. He doesn't want money. He just wants his girlfriend to be safe. And the police are like, okay, kind of a wild story. So what is SJ doing here? SJ hands over the bag of hairs. This is Nami's best friend. She hands over screenshots of text messages. The woman that got Samuel's girlfriend hooked on drugs is my best friend, Nami. She's the madam of a very famous room salon, and she provides drugs for celebrities. SJ was so annoyed at Nami for leaving her like that. But also, SJ was so mad at Nami, mainly for not giving her her share. All SJ wanted was $75,000, but Nami got $250,000 and left? Now what? All that work creating a blackmail account, I mean, it can't go to waste, right?
SJ did it all?
SJ is the original blackmailer.
What?
Yeah, because Nami would tell her all these wild stories and send her pictures of all the celebrities that she would meet at her room salon. And now SJ is like, oh, you know what? I need some money, so I'm going to blackmail my best friend.
This is crazy.
Yeah.
And Nami has no idea.
No. She's going to find out, but as of right now, no. She thinks it's taun.
But they're both so f***ed up too. The level of evilness just keep on going.
Yeah.
Like one crime, they follow up with another, with something even worse and worse and worse.
It's like they're willing to commit the crimes, but they're also willing to do it to the people that they're supposed to love the most and like be the closest to. It's really bizarre. They have no moral standing, and a lot of netizens argue which one is worse between the two. It's really hard to decide because it's just both so uniquely evil. It's just so bizarre. So now, after reporting Nami, SJ texts Mr. Kim. Again, this is the Parasite actor's close friend, the one that also knows Nami. And he's also the one that loaned the cash. Remember?
Oh, yeah, Mr. Kim.
Yes.
So SJ contacted Mr. Kim.
Yes. Mr. Kim already gave $250,000 to Nami.
Yes.
SJ reaches out to him, trying to get more money out of him because Nami ran away. SJ basically reaches out and is like, hi, I'm the original blackmailer. Nami took the freaking money and ran, so I'm gonna need you guys to give me my cut. Pay me my money. I never got paid, so the blackmail threats are still active. But Mr. Kim just responds to Nenemtin. There's no response from our side because giving more money, I mean, it seems like this side has given up. Like, we've given up. Do you really think that we will believe that this will ever end? Even if you say this is it and that Nami took the rest of the money and ran. Honestly, I don't know. We don't know what to believe. And I'm just in the middle trying to keep this under wraps. I even sent my own money too. Geez, I mean, I think the best way to resolve all of this is if we all meet up together, sign some sort of contract. Otherwise, no deal with more money. So he's like, we need to get together and sign some documents if you want any cash at all. Like a document saying that you will never bring this up, like you are bound by, I don't know, an NDA or something, because this is just crazy. You can't just keep asking us for more money. Mr. Kim goes, or we can just go the legal route because this is extortion. Honestly, I don't get any of this. Even with that amount of money, $250K, Nami will last maybe 5 years. So why are we even doing stuff like this right now? But SJ is very desperate. She keeps messaging him, almost pitching herself like she's on Shark Tank. Sir, let's do the original agreed upon deal of $75,000. I really need the money, and you can see if I will ever threaten you guys ever again, I will disappear with the money. I will stop looking for Nami. If this ever gets out to the world, I will take full responsibility for it because there's really no need for that to get everybody involved. I just really need the money tomorrow, right away.
Wait, is she telling them that she was the original blackmailer?
Yeah, but she's not saying she's SJ. She's messaging them through Nenemtim, the noodle account.
I gotcha.
Yeah. Now, the messages are written really polite. It's actually kind of odd. She's blackmailing them, but it sounds more like she's a distant relative asking for a loan. But when Mr. Kim doesn't budge and give her what she wants, she fully lashes out. She texts, first of all, I didn't know Nami was going to take the money and run. I didn't know that she was going to eat all the money and f***ing explode. So, like, is that really my fault? Mr. Kim says, regardless, I'll have to pass on this deal. Okay, fine. Then I'll continue bothering people around you guys. Besides, today, I will give you a deal. Remember how I was asking for $150,000? Today, let's make it $40,000. How about that? You should probably take the deal with this kind of cut. Try standing in my shoes for once, sir. Mr. Kim makes a deal, and the blackmailer tells him that he will send an assistant to grab the money. That assistant is SJ. Yeah. So she texts him on her little noodle account, I'm going to send my assistant to grab the cash from you in the parking lot. And guess who shows up? SJ.
What?
But Mr. Kim is like, oh, that's probably just the assistant for the blackmailer.
Oh, he doesn't know SJ.
No.
Oh.
Yeah, it's like a whole thing. Ultimately, SJ gets $40,000 in cash in the parking lot of a grilled eel restaurant in Gangnam. And just to recap, SJ is the original noodle blackmailer. She was texting Nami about the blackmail threats like she has no idea what's going on. So she's Nami's blackmailer and her best friend giving her advice on what to do with the blackmailer.
Yeah.
That's why she's saying like, no, don't play Lee. Like, don't do that. Don't run off with the money. Don't make enemies. Just see what they want.
Wow.
She ends up getting $40,000 from Lee. Nami, the madam of the business, ends up getting blackmailed, but plays Lee and runs off with $250,000. And it takes about 3 to 4 weeks to be issued a passport. Nami was a few days in when she was caught by the police. Police had records that she applied for a passport and a visa planning to flee the country. But flower snakes are known not to travel that fast. That's what people call Nami, a flower snake, a 꽃뱀. That's what we call them. Okay, so a flower snake is the Korean version of a gold digger, but it's actually a lot more scathing than a gold digger. Gold digger is like, okay, I don't know how offended I'd be if I was called a gold digger, but a flower snake, it's such a ruthless term. It's a woman who waits in the gardens like a little snake near all the beautiful flowers, just waiting for someone close to come by. They slither towards their next victim, seduce them, and then ask them for money in return for their silence. So it's not even someone that wants to date someone with money. It's more so, I'm going to literally sleep with that person, someone that I know shouldn't be sleeping with me, whether it's a married man, a company executive, someone that would be in trouble if the world found out that they slept with me. And immediately afterwards, I'm going to ask them for money in return for my silence.
I see.
It's like blackmailing. They're literally blackmailers. I used to think that having dogs in the house would help me sleep better at night. That was before I realized that my dog, Tiger, or at least one of them, does not have a survival instinct bone in his body. A burglar could be knocking on my windows and Tiger would not bat an eye. He would literally think, if intruder, why not intruder shape? I mean, I adore both of my dogs. I would never trade them for the world. But I also want my home to be safe for my family, including my dogs who are clearly not bred for survival. That is why my home is equipped with Simply Safe Home Security. It's an advanced system that protects every inch of your home. It has everything that you would need and more. HD cameras for indoors and outdoors, advanced motion sensors and entry sensors to protect doors, windows, and rooms. And when we think of home security, we forget that natural disasters can also endanger our homes. That's why Simply Safe also has sensors that detect fire, flooding, and more. Something as innocent as leaving a jacket way too close to the heater can end up having devastating consequences. I used to have anxiety about, did I forget to turn the stove off? I get anxiety about leaving my iron on, and I don't even iron my clothes. The peace of mind that you get from knowing your home is protected is priceless. But with Simply Safe, you don't have to break the bank. For less than $1 a day, you can get 24/7 professional monitoring. If your home is threatened, trained agents will dispatch emergency services ASAP. I trust Simply Safe because people who know a lot more than me about home security also trust Simply Safe. It was named Best Home Security Systems of 2024 by the US News and World Report. Simply Safe is incredibly easy to install, but if you don't have the time, Simply Safe will dispatch one of their experts to do it for you. And even if you're unsatisfied with Simply Safe, they'll give you a full refund within 60 days of purchasing. Simply Safe even covers return shipping. There's really nothing to lose. There are no risks with Simply Safe. Order now to get 20% off any new Simply Safe system with Fast Protect monitoring. Don't wait. Visit simplysafe.com/rotten. That's simplysafe.com/rotten. There's no safe like Simply Safe. October 18th, 2023, the day after SJ reported her, Nami was arrested for suspicion of drug use in her room salon. She was under suspicion of using Phylofon, which it's known as Satan's phlegm or Satan's mucus in South Korea. It's crystal meth. Side note, this very specific kind was created in Japan during World War II to give soldiers, to make them more stimulated during the war so that they could fight harder and longer. So there's that. It's become a huge recreational drug issue in East Asia now. So Nami was arrested, brought in to be questioned. She's drug tested. It comes back positive for psychotropic substances. But that's a huge range. I'm just going to be honest with you. That could include caffeine, nicotine, alcohol, and even certain pain meds, but also heroin, LSD, cocaine, and crystal meth. So there's that. At this point, the police have testimonies from 2 people that Nami is not only doing drugs, but selling drugs. So from SJ and Samuel. They're like, yeah, she's selling drugs, she's doing drugs. And South Korea is a country that's super strict on drugs. So Nami is a slam dunk case, right, for the police? But nothing is impressive about catching a flower snake. You don't get a pat on the back for catching a flower snake. You don't get an award. You don't get a promotion for catching a flower snake, especially if that flower snake has 6 prior drug convictions. What's so great about the 7th drug conviction? If anything, it's almost insulting. A 7th time, really? You couldn't catch her again, like the 7th time? The police didn't want a flower snake. They wanted to take down a napping alligator in the grass. And the only thing is, you're more likely to be killed from a snake than an alligator, statistically. October 19th, 2023, just 3 hours after Nami's very first interrogation finishes, an exclusive article is published online about an unnamed gigantic A-list actor going by the name of Mr. L that is now part of a huge drug investigation. It's very cryptic. I mean, so cryptic to the point of being uninteresting. Even if we can guess Mr. L stands for Mr. Lee, it could be Mr. Lim, it could even be Mr. Park. Who's to say that the L is the first letter of the actor's surname? That's still a huge population of people to go through. The last name Lee in South Korea is the second most popular after Kim. About 15% of the population share the last name Lee. So who's gonna know who this actor is? But very quickly, almost suspiciously quickly, rumors start spreading online that it's Lee Sung-gyun. Everyone's confused. How would anyone know that it's him, especially given the circumstances? Lee Sung-gyun is not even someone that the general public would assume would do drugs. He's 48. He's got a wife, respected actress of a wife, 2 children. He doesn't really fit this young club scene. The man just golfs. When he goes on to variety shows, reality shows, all he talks about is his love for his kids and golf. Like he's obsessed with golf. The reporter would eventually come out to state that the police gave them the name, just exposed the fact that Lee was involved in an open drug investigation. And the media ran with it. They dropped article after article after article that Lee was accused of cheating on his wife at a room salon and taking drugs with the girls there. And everybody lost their freaking minds. They went genuinely crazy. Truly, the press, they're having a field day. They're calling this the mini Burning Sun scandal, because it had 2 of the biggest names in the Korean entertainment industry attached to it. Parasite actor Lee Sung-gyun and G-Dragon of Big Bang. Originally, G-Dragon would be the bigger focus of the media. People were going in and overanalyzing every single video of G-Dragon. They were looking for any strange body movements, unfocused eyes, slurred speech, anything that could indicate that he was a drug user. People were saying, oh, well, Top from Big Bang was busted for weed usage. Seung-lee from Burning Sun, right? And then now G-Dragon? We knew it all along. There's a video of G-Dragon at the airport taken by paparazzi that became one of the trending videos associated with this case. It shows him walking through the airport while paparazzi follow him around taking pictures and videos, and he can't seem to stay still. He's touching his face, he's touching his hair, readjusting his clothing, he's stretching, which, side note, I saw the video, and I do think that he strikes me as maybe a little bit more active with his movements than I would normally expect walking through the airport, but there's so much context to this. First of all, we don't know if he has any sort of health condition that could lead to something like that, but also, even if he doesn't, he's a celebrity in South Korea. His every move, his every look, facial expression, breath is going to get analyzed and dissected regardless of a drug scandal or not. And as he's walking through the airport with paparazzi, like, it's just so awkward. Nobody's really talking to him. They're just like following him around. I mean, I don't know. I feel like I would maybe move around and fidget and try to I would feel insecure. I would constantly fix my hair. Maybe I have a scratch, and then I would try to adjust my clothing because they're taking pictures and I know these pictures are going to be front page somewhere.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, I can't imagine that's a pleasant, non-anxious, inducing, soothing experience. But the comments started getting flooded after G-Dragon was revealed to be part of the room salon drug investigation. They were ruthless. Netizens wrote, haha, so it's true. They say addicts pretend to stretch because they can't keep their bodies still. I'd be more surprised if he wasn't on drugs. This guy's a drug addict. Look at him shaking like a dog. Let's pretend we're all surprised, you guys. He really paved the way for criminals. He's the king of the drugs. He really looks like the type to do crime anyway. G-Dragon came out with a statement and basically begged the police to test him. He stated to the public that he would be voluntarily submitting his own urine, hair, fingernail, and toenail samples to be tested for drug usage. This was kind of a pivotal moment in the Korean entertainment industry. A lot of netizens have stated this is going to change probably society's perception of these investigations, because G-Dragon shows up at the police station with press waiting for him outside the station. This is his very first interrogation, voluntary. He's going to submit all of his samples. The press, they're foaming at the mouth to get him to do something, say something, get arrested, anything. G-Dragon shows up in a full suit, black glasses, and he does not bow to the press, which is a huge thing for Korean celebrities. If you do not bow to the press, that means you think that you're God or something. How dare you? These are the people that made you famous. This was significant. This was him showing the press that he was not going to get bullied by them. He does not bow, and before he goes in to be questioned by the police, G-Dragon answers a few questions from the press. They ask, "Why are you making a voluntary appearance for police questioning?" He looks at them, and he does this between every single question. He looks at them like they're not even the same species. He looks at them like they're insane. They're unhinged. Like, why did you just ask me that? He says, "I'll know when I get inside." Do you admit to charges that you've used drugs? I have not committed any crime regarding drugs. I'm appearing for questioning to clarify all allegations made. It's best to answer any questions authorities may have as quickly as possible, so I should probably not prolong these conversations right now. You've rejected the charges against you. Does that mean you think the investigation by the police is unfounded? Even the press question here is so bizarre. It's like they want him to badmouth the police outside the police station and put himself in a situation where the police are going to want to ruin his life even more. G-Dragon looks more bored than anything, and he just states, "Everything will come to light in due course." Then the press start hinting at the idea that G-Dragon dyed his hair to throw off the hair drug test results. When did you dye your hair, and do you have hair loss problems? I did not do anything like that. Did you ever frequent the entertainment establishment that's been mentioned? We'll have to see about that. Do you know the establishment's manager or the doctor who's been accused of providing the drugs? No. Can I go now? And do you want to say something to your fans? Which, this is the absolute worst time to bring something like this up. I mean, it's just kind of gross. What do you want him to say? He wants to prove that he's not guilty by going in there, and this is a police investigation. Like, what do you mean, do you want to say something to your fans right now? G-Dragon literally takes like a full minute to look at him like he's out of his mind, and he starts smirking, and he's just flabbergasted, and he says, "Don't worry too much. Can I go now?"
Wow.
Side note, his body movements are exactly the same here as when he was at the airport. Once G-Dragon gets out of police questioning, he was in there for 4 hours. Even more press is waiting for him. He stops to answer questions, and not necessarily because he wants to, but more so as a formality. But the press ask him some very strange things. One of them asks, "You claimed innocence before you went in there. Do you still stick by that stance?" He responds, "Wouldn't it be wrong if I changed my position?" What was the result of the urine test? It came out negative. From now on, I hope the authorities will carry out an accurate and swift probe that will resolve this matter. Are you willing to accept future summons by the police to be questioned if they ask you to come? If they call me, I would have to come, no?
Bro, what kind of question is that?
Yeah.
It's almost like, just tell us you did it. It's almost
Yeah.
like that kind of tone. Like, what are you talking about?
Just tell us you'll never listen to the police and you don't want to cooperate. Like, what?
Yeah.
What? He literally looks at the press like they're crazy. In today's probe, did the police show you any evidence related to the allegations raised against you? No, they didn't. I just hope no more energy is spent on unverified matters. You were questioned for 4 hours. What are the areas that the police focused on? We just laughed a lot and then we ended it. Could you please repeat that? We just laughed. You guys laughed. That was a joke. The fact that I'm being investigated on such a matter, what can I say? The police too will have to make a decision based on my testimony if my words are of help to their ongoing probe or not. What I want, if possible, is just the swift announcement of the detailed drug test lab results from my hair and fingernails. What do you expect the test results to be? Of course, it'll come out negative. Once again, I've never administered drugs or given them to anyone. A lot of people are watching. Do you have anything else you'd like to say? Yes, a lot of people are watching right now. So I would just say there's no need to worry too much. I hope they'll trust me and wait. Thank you. That's all. He does a very brief bow and heads back to his car.
믿고 기다리셨으면 기다려 주셨으면 좋겠습니다.
네, 알겠습니다.
G-Dragon's test results will all come back negative. And he would post on Instagram, "살필귀정," which means everything will always fall back into the right pattern, almost like karma. It's used frequently in settings when someone gets accused of doing something that they didn't do. So they're being attacked, but it's almost a feeling of just wait because the truth will settle in and everyone will realize what's been happening. G-Dragon's black glasses that he wore during the police probe, were $1,000, limited edition, and they reportedly sold out immediately after his drug test came back negative. According to Dispatch, so take this how you will, but according to Dispatch, G-Dragon visited Nami's room salon at least twice in 2023. It was something that she would allegedly not shut up about and was nonstop bragging about it. Allegedly, she would even sneak videos of G-Dragon while he was going to use the restroom. Not in the restroom, but like when he would walk up from the room and leave to go use the restroom, she would sneak videos and send it to her friends. She would text them things like, "GD came to visit me again." But later to the police, Nami would state, every time GD went to the restroom, he would get up and use the restroom, G-Dragon would come back looking very strange. Once I was very curious as to why, so I slipped into the bathroom and I saw some very suspicious packaging there. That's why he was called in for this probe. That is so vague.
That's the end?
That's the end. That's like why he got involved in all of this.
What did she see?
Suspicious packaging. I don't know if that means
Like, what does that mean?
Like a
You know?
tiny little clear plastic bag of white powder. I don't know what it means. It could be a Toblerone bar packaging. I don't know. Suspicious packaging.
Wow.
Yeah, that is so vague. And coming from someone with 6 prior convictions and affinity for blackmailing people for hundreds of thousands of dollars, someone that is proven to only be out for their own skin and would even exaggerate stories to their friends to appear a certain way, it feels completely unfounded and not credible. But the police would state that G-Dragon was a drug suspect from that statement. And just to clarify, these are just allegations that he would visit Nami. We don't know if he for sure did. And even if he did go, that's not against the law. What does that have to do with drugs? But even with all of this going on, there was still an article that was posted titled, "Hair Removal All Over the Body." The article alleged G-Dragon shaved all his body hair and bleached his head hair, to which his attorney made another statement. G-Dragon has not removed his hair at all since it was reported that he was booked. He voluntarily submitted his hair, fingernails, and toenails to prove his innocence as quickly as possible. Again, all test results came back negative. Even the National Forensic Service would confirm that G-Dragon did not dye or bleach his hair recently. But in this case, there is no such thing as innocent till proven guilty.
It really feels like a witch hunt. Like they just wanted a name to explode in the news.
But aren't you curious as to why? January of last year, there was a huge drug bust in South Korea. It was blasted all over the news. The police found a drug trafficking ring where a group of individuals were growing, using, and selling marijuana. The police were so proud of themselves. Officers are getting promoted left and right because of that drug bust. There were talks about how advanced the police were getting at tracking drug users, how competent they were becoming. But there's actually a secret behind this brilliant police bust. The police received a tip. That's it. So simple, right? So at first, the tip was from a woman who was begging the police for help to avoid her violent boyfriend. She told authorities that she overheard the boyfriend's plans to sell her into sex trafficking. The police are like, yeah, well, we don't really have time for that. First of all, he's your boyfriend. Second of all, you haven't been sold, have you? And third of all, we don't have proof that that's what he genuinely wants to do. I mean, if you don't like the idea, then just break up with him. Clearly, she couldn't do that, but they genuinely just could not care less. So the woman got smart, and the next time she called, she reported her boyfriend for dealing drugs. Suddenly, the police are all ears. They're like, this is deplorable. We got to do something about this. They're very interested in helping her and saving her from the big, bad, scary drug dealing boyfriend. They tell her to get a pen and paper and write down the list of things they want from her. Location of marijuana growing, location of purchasing of marijuana, location of purchasing methamphetamines, purchasing of methamphetamines from who, ? Eyewitness testimony, sold to who and at which locations, ? Not only were they just investigating a drug bust rather than her whole situation with the boyfriend, they wanted her to do the job for them, do all the investigating. They're like, bring all that to us and then we'll look into it. Ooh, so exciting. Whenever she brought up the sex crimes, they just said, well, when you catch the dog, everything comes together. Like, let's just catch him and then, you know. She put her life in danger to give the police all the evidence they wanted. But even then, they waited a full month to arrest her boyfriend. She was terrified for that full month, just waiting for him to be taken in so that she wouldn't be caught snitching on him. Eventually, her boyfriend gets arrested. Their front page pieces of the police's stellar jobs on the drug bust, shining new promotions are handed down to the officers. But they're not even done. Some of the officers would bring the girl back in, asking her, did you sleep with any celebrities? Because he was trying to sell you to trafficking. So did you sleep with any celebrities? They just wanted a celebrity attached to it because it would make it even bigger. And it all comes down to war. Violence against women is nothing. Violence against children is nothing. Police don't get a cookie for that, but they do get a cookie for winning the battles in this war against drugs. President Yoon waged war on drugs and told the police, at some point, drugs are not only devastating the health and spirit of the people of South Korea, but also destroying the dreams and hopes of the youth due to the neglect from government authorities. The government will join all forces to win the war on drugs that has eaten away our entire country.
This is the current president,
Yeah.
right?
He's really controversial, by the way. Now, side note, I don't think South Korea's drug usage is that bad compared to a lot of the other countries. Because of their geographical locations, it's actually very hard to smuggle drugs into South Korea. They're strictly a drug ban country, meaning consuming any drugs without a legitimate medical reason is illegal. Even if you're a Korean citizen, you go to California where weed is legal. You smoke weed, you come back to Incheon Airport, they can drug test you for weed. If it's proven that you smoked weed in California where it's legal, but you're a Korean citizen, you're going to get arrested. You're going to face prison time as if you smoked weed in South Korea. So to incentivize the, quote, war on drugs, President Yoon's administration stated that they would prepare large-scale rewards, including special promotions for those who show achievements in excellent cases against drugs. To simplify, the police are almost dangerously incentivized to focus on drug charges, and that's it. And they know that any big drug scandal or news will be heavily watched, heavily monitored, not just by their boss, but their boss's 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 boss, the one that has the ability to give you a life-changing promotion with a giant payday. It will be watched by the president of South Korea. There's a speculation that the police felt a lot of pressure now. They bit down on the cake way too early, and now everyone in the nation is staring at them with icing all over their face, and it's too late to back out now. It's way too embarrassing.
You're talking about G-Dragon name is clear. Now they're like, what do we do now?
Yeah, this is embarrassing. We look stupid. And the way that G-Dragon handled the press conferences, it's he's basically showing the cops that they're stupid.
And also just for context, for anyone who doesn't follow K-pop, G-Dragon is probably one of the biggest name in the K-pop industry.
Yeah, he was one of people call him
Gen
the
2,
OGs.
right?
Yeah, Gen 2.
So it's an OG, still one of the biggest name in the country. So
Yeah.
but his name associated with this, frontline news. It's crazy.
Now, their investigation relied heavily on testimony and there was zero evidence to back it up. So what happened to G-Dragon was humiliating for the police. So it's likely that they wanted to make sure that Lee doesn't get away. In Nami's 17 interrogations, so Nami, the madam, would be interrogated 17 times by the police. Lee's name was mentioned 260 times. Nami would state confidently that Lee did drugs in her house. How did he administer the drugs? Oh, I have a silver pipe in my house for smoking weed. When the police searched her house, they can't find the pipe anywhere. But it doesn't matter because as long as Nami is saying it happened, the police believe it happened. According to Nami, based off of no proof, no evidence, Lee would come over to her house, smoke marijuana, and take ketamine. And take all these other drugs, hard drugs. It got to the point where Nami's third interrogation by the police, she couldn't even pinpoint exactly when Lee did the drugs, allegedly. So the police start helping her, allegedly. If Nami would list a date that didn't make sense, the police would say something along the lines of, well, on that day, that wouldn't have worked because he had a so-and-so appearance, he was doing a press tour, so that couldn't have been then. It's most likely more so around these dates, right? Or another time, they told Nami, well, Lee was on a business trip to the U.S. from August 29th to September 7th. So tell us about the date that you guys did drugs between August 19th and August 29th. If I didn't know any better, I would think they're feeding her these dates. Ultimately, Nami was unable to provide the police with a set time, date, or location of Lee doing drugs. It's like they just happened in a void. How can you be a witness testimony when you don't remember the location, time, or date where anything happened?
Yeah, that's not evidence, right?
Yeah, that's even if you remember, that's circumstantial.
Yeah.
It's just like you could say whatever you want, honestly.
Yeah, you had a drink.
Yeah. No matter how hard I try to be more health conscious, it just always feels very overwhelming. Between all the different podcasts and books and all these other sources, there is so much conflicting information. And the worst part is, I feel like there's always a diet or a workout challenge that's trending on the internet that just derails my progress even further. Because I am the type of person that will buy a $20 smoothie if the internet tells me that it's healthy. I've even tried workout challenges on my vlog channel before. But at the end of the day, if you're trying all these different diets and doing hours of cardio and you're not making progress towards your health goals, then you need to try something different, because there is a better, more sustainable way to reach your health goals with the Row Body program. Row Body members have access to professional support throughout their entire weight loss journey. Medical experts will help you create a sustainable diet and exercise program. If eligible for medication, patients can get access to the most popular weight loss shots on the market to help reach your goals faster and easier. Medication costs are separate, but Row's partners will handle your insurance paperwork to try and help get your medication covered. And if you're eligible for medication, you will have access to a provider on demand for any questions that you might have, and you can sign up for the program from the comfort of your own home. The numbers don't lie in this case. Over 200,000 people have already chosen Row to help them lose weight. With Row, the average weight loss is 15 to 20% in 1 year with healthy lifestyle changes. And the best part is, all their members manage to keep the weight off. BMI and other eligibility criteria apply. Go to row.co/rotten. Sign up today and you'll pay just $99 for your first month and $145 a month after that. Medication costs are separate. That's ro.co/rotten. October 24th, 2023, the police stated that Lee was under suspicion of inhaling and administering marijuana and other types of drugs several times. They released this to the public. So what are the public thinking? They're not thinking, oh, I bet Nami doesn't even know a set time, location, and date where this happened. They're thinking, oh, they got some stuff against him.
Yeah, because the police released that, like.
Yeah. But they're not going to bring him in for questioning. This is all before they even talk to Lee and get his side of the story. They announced this, and they state that their plan is to secure the cell phone data and conduct forensic work before they actually summon Lee for an interrogation. Apparently, when you cancel someone in Korea, they call it narak. It almost translates to sending someone to hell, like sending them off. It's like they're standing on the edge of a cliff, and it's just the black abyss, and then someone just pushes them. You're just sending them off. Lee's agency, Hodu and You Entertainment, released a statement soon after the news broke. They stated, and this has been edited for length, first, we would like to deeply apologize for causing any concern through the reports about Lee Sung-gyun. We are currently verifying the exact facts regarding the allegations raised against the actor Lee. We intend to faithfully participate in any future investigations, including submitting cell phones for analysis. We have not yet been contacted by the police. However, actor Lee has received continuous blackmail threats from an unnamed woman, Miss A person related to the incident. Lee has filed a complaint with the investigative agency. We will inform you of future progress in this regard through our legal representative. We ask for your generous understanding. Lee and his agency do respond rather quickly. They even state that Lee is being blackmailed by someone involved in all of this. The general public did not care. The statement just wasn't good enough. People compared Lee's statement to G-Dragon's and they just fully ripped it to shreds. They did not like the fact that Lee's agency did not comment directly that Lee never took the drugs and that he never went to the room salons. The public felt like a non-denial was basically admittance that he did all those things. Some comments at the time read, so who threatened you into taking drugs? Who asked you to provide an excuse to blackmail you? What kind of joke is that? You irresponsibly say, oh, I want to enjoy the pleasure of the moment and now you regret it? Another comment reads, this statement is the worst. I used drugs, now I'm being threatened. Are you really that pitiful? Another one is just, the end of a messy life, huh? To make matters worse, two very well-known names in the drug world in South Korea were linked to this case. Hwang Hana, who has been in prison like 3 times prior to this for drug usage. Hannah's a Nepo baby. Her grandfather founded Namyang Dairy Company, which is the country's 3rd largest dairy company that specializes in like Yakult, you know, the probiotic yogurt drinks. Hannah's dad is allegedly worth at least over $300 million. Hannah's a very interesting character. Her whole family is. Her family was in hot water when the dairy company made claims that their yogurt could prevent COVID.
Yeah, we talked about her before, right?
Yeah.
Like the dairy princess.
And her fiance mysteriously passed.
Oh, right.
Yes, she was involved in a very mysterious death. And like, there's just a lot going on. But Hannah is notorious for getting caught with drugs, going to prison, coming out, and then being like, I'm never going to do it again. And then getting caught with drugs. And I would say that as of today, any association with Hannah probably isn't the best look. And Han So-hee was also interrogated. Han So-hee was associated with multiple K-pop idol drug scandals. Like I said, most notably Top from Big Bang. She was also involved in YG, like the YG of YG's trial. I mean, there's a lot going on. She's basically known by netizens as the villain of the K-pop world. That's how people describe her. And just like Hannah, any association with Han So-hee, typically not great. Netizens were commenting, there's a saying, birds of a feather flock together. Another one reads, they live a careless life. The same kind of people hang out with one another. Now the public is spinning together this story of how they're all connected and creating some sort of friendly drug ring together. Lee's lawyer came out to say the third generation chaebol and the aspiring entertainer are known to be subject to an internal investigation with Lee, but Lee does not know them, and the suspicion that Lee hung out with them at an entertainment establishment and took drugs is not true. We cannot reveal more at this time, but we will talk with the investigative agency about the allegations and cooperate well with the investigation. But nobody cared. Netizens commented on the case. His image has gone down the drain. I'm just laughing thinking about how much he tried to cover up his image so far. With this, Lee had to drop out of a TV series that he was working on called No Way Out, which there's a lot going on here, but the series name is No Way Out, and in it, a really scary criminal is freed. Lee plays a police officer that has to protect citizens from the criminal, but also keep the criminal safe from the bounty hunters that are after him. A lot of netizens saw the irony, they said, and demanded Lee be taken off the project because they could not see him as a police officer. Some netizens commented, in the future, when producing large-scale movies, the main characters should undergo drug tests before proceeding. If you're honest, there's no reason you should say no to a drug test. But if you're not, and you can't get tested, you should become a drug suspect for the police. Because of Lee's case, investors are losing millions. There are even conversations about banning celebrities from being on air if they ever have a drug scandal or investigation. Meaning any show or movie that they previously worked on would not be able to air during their scandal, or perhaps even after. They would be banned from ever coming back to their careers, which the logic of that is insane. People who commit acts of violence or other crimes while under the influence is another thing. But people who are just caught using drugs, I've never met someone who was dependent on drugs that wasn't hurting a lot inside. So great idea. Let's just make sure that these people don't have jobs to come back to. That's perfect, because that should really teach them a lesson to not do drugs. Meanwhile, Cho Do-sun can open up a coffee shop in the mountains if he wants to and live next to playgrounds and be in the same town as his victim.
That's insane, man.
Like, make it make sense. October 28th, 2023, Lee goes in for his first interrogation. When he leaves the police station, the press and the public are waiting for him. As he addresses the media, he gives them a deep bow as a show of deep apology, and he bursts into tears. And he apologizes for causing such an inconvenience for everyone, but he does deny taking any drugs. He apologizes to his family and says, I apologize to them as they are suffering and going through very hard times. He continues, and above all, I would like to bow down once again to everyone who has trusted and supported me so far.
소속사를 통해서 전달했듯이 진실한 자세로 성실하게 수사에 임하겠다는 입장은 변함이 없습니다. 그리고 지금 이 순간 너무 힘든 고통을 감내하고 있는 가족들에게 미안한 마음입니다.
After his first interrogation, Lee's urine test came back negative for drugs. The police would call in Lee to do another drug test. This time, instead of a urine test, they wanted to take 100 strands of his hair. They tested every section of every strand of the 100 hairs, and the results came back negative. It's a very thorough test. It stated that Lee did not use drugs for approximately 8 to 10 months. This is in like October, November. Remember the timeline? The police are like, August, right? You guys did drugs in August. It would most definitely show up in his hair test.
Yeah.
I mean, sure, you could argue, maybe he did drugs 11 months ago, 2 years ago, but That's not evidence. He took the test in November, and just going off Nami's testimony, she stated they did drugs in August. It would have absolutely shown up on the drug test.
Yeah, so she's lying.
Yes.
So this should be
Over.
Yeah.
And the police, honestly, I feel like they could come out and say, she lied.
And we fucked up.
Yeah. So let's move on. My apologies. Let's keep it moving. The authorities wanted more drug tests from Lee. They took his leg hair and his armpit hair to be tested. His leg hair came back untestable, which it just means that a lot of Asians don't have really thick hair follicles on their legs. So there's not a lot to test for the drugs. It's just too thin of hair. But the way that it was worded in the press made it seem like, ooh, the results are iffy. Like they couldn't determine. It was less of like, oh yeah, it's, because his hair wasn't enough. Or some people ran with it and said, maybe he like thinned out the hair on his legs. Maybe he shaved his legs. His armpit hair was thick enough and the results would come back negative. The same day, Lee's test results all came back negative and the results would be publicized to the public. I mean, this is a huge day. This is the day that he's been waiting for because he's proved himself. He's innocent. He can look the public in the eye. He can be just like G-Dragon and take his career back. I mean, he's traumatized. There's going to be so many emotional scars. He will never get back this type of everything that's happened to him, but he can get his life back together. But none of the media outlets really reported on the negative drug test. The press up until this point had been so all over this case that if Lee so much as breathed, there'd be like 100 new articles on it. Suddenly, they're not intrigued by the negative drug test results. They're too busy talking about his newly leaked phone conversation. The same day his hair test results came back negative, the press did not report on it. They were writing about a KBS released phone call, a leaked call of a recording of Lee and the madam of the room salon, Nami, where Lee can be heard telling her, I like you a lot too, you know that, right? And she responds, I don't know, since you never express it. His negative drug results were made public, but who cares about drugs when you have an A-list married actor confessing his love to a mistress who runs a salacious establishment, and you have the audio to go along with it. Side note, where do you think KBS got that audio? Just wondering, I don't know, but like who would have that audio? Nami would have that audio. Who's working with the police? I'm just saying.
Oh, you're saying police leaked it?
A lot of netizens believe that police were involved in leaking a lot of information for this case. Like how they leaked Lee's name in the beginning of this so that they could get a lot of publicity and that they could make this a big blown thing and get pats on the back once they solved it. And now, once the drug tests come back negative, maybe it's time to divert attention, allegedly. This is speculation online. Everyone went crazy because you have to remember that Lee's wife is also a famous person. They brought up old interviews of his wife talking about how she put her career on the back burner so that he could go full force into his dreams. She said, you go out and drink and do what you will. She's like talking about her husband in an interview. But I have to focus on the family, to the point where sometimes I even forget my name. And this is on a show called Healing Camp, where a lot of celebrities will come and they just try to be as vulnerable as possible. So this is not her going on an interview and be like, my husband. Like they're just trying to really dig deep and have these hard conversations with each other on this show. She said, sometimes I even forget my own name. I forget that I too was an actress. That's why sometimes I think of my husband as my third son. Other times she joked that she had 4 sons. She has her husband Lee, their actual 2 sons, and their boy dog. Netizens' comments were flooded with, isn't he embarrassed for his children? What was he thinking doing drugs with a woman at an adult establishment when he had his family and his career? Others hated the fact that his wife had ran for Miss Korea and she was extremely well respected in the theater world and incredibly skilled in her profession. She was a dedicated wife and mother, yet he still cheated? A lot of people pointed out the fact that his wife was slowly starting to get more involved in her career now that her kids were getting older. They called it her second golden age. She's always been active, but more so now. But now with Lee's scandal, she's losing brand ambassadorships. People don't want to work with her, even for casting. People are so hesitant to work with her, even though she's not suspected of doing anything, because it's just a lot of baggage that's going to be attached to the show now. All the press is going to be about like, oh, she's starring in it. What's her husband doing? They also lost a lot of brand deals together because people really liked them as a family unit. So one of their biggest brand deals was with SK Telecom and to promote a kid-friendly educational service on TV. They were quickly dropped. The controversy got so intense, the police sent both of their sons to the US to get away from the media attention. News reports started coming out that Lee was part of the top 1% of VIPs at a room salon. But in reality, he was allegedly just a guest at a room salon club dubbed as a 1% club. So like it's like a play on words, like, oh, he's top 1%, almost indicating he's there all the time. What is he doing there all the time? And again, I have nothing to say about the timing about all of this, but if I did have something to say, I would probably say there are no such things as coincidences. G-Dragon was accused of doing drugs based off of Nami's testimony. He was paraded around in the media, dragged through the mud. He almost lost his career. At one point, he was facing over $38 million in penalty fees for breaking brand ambassadorship deals because of this scandal. His life was about to be over. The police were basically barking to the whole nation that G-Dragon was the bad guy and they're going to get him. Then all of his drug tests come back negative. The public start to question if maybe the investigation had been excessive. The police feel like they've been caught with their fists in their mouths. So now with Lee, they're even more desperate. They have to do something to redeem their image. And yet, even with all these negative drug tests, Lee was called in for his third police questioning. And each time it was a press circus. Each time he had to stand in front of all these journalists that were actively digging up every single bad thing that he did from his past and twisting it in just really gross ways. He would have to apologize for something that he wasn't even proven guilty of doing yet. And December 23rd, 2023, so a few months ago, Lee walked into the police station for his third questioning. He would not walk back out for 19 hours. He walked in at 10 a.m. and would not walk out until 5 a.m. the next day. It's snowing outside. It's freezing. He's wearing a black coat and a scarf. He bows to the press, and the first thing he says are, "First of all, I'm sincerely sorry to have the reporters wait because it ended so late today with the investigation." His statement to the press after his third and last interrogation was, "I did my best to cooperate today. Now I ask the police to carefully determine which side of the statement is credible between me and the blackmailers. Once again, I'm sorry to keep you guys all waiting this late." I mean, there is so much wrong with this. In South Korea, you're not allowed to interrogate someone between 9 p.m. to 6 a.m. to safeguard their human rights. But the police stated that they received consent from Lee, so they're fine. The police argued, but he consented. But I don't think he really had a choice here.
Yeah. Can you imagine if you reject that? Can you imagine?
That would be career death instantly. Yeah.
Yeah.
But there's a reason that it's not advised that police conduct long investigations. It's stated on average, people who falsely confessed to crimes that they did not commit were interrogated for around 16.9 hours before they admitted to that crime. That's typically the threshold. Also, side note, but not really because this is so strange, but they made him take mugshots every time he came in for an interrogation. They also refused to let him use the underground parking lot when coming in. Usually high-profile people are allowed because you don't want too much of a media circus for the integrity of the investigation and for the safety of the parties involved. But no, the police wanted it as public as possible. They basically wanted him to have a perp walk. And when the police were questioned, why 19 hours? Okay, so what? He consented, but why 19?
You know what I hate? I hate that they can just say police. I wish there's names okay, this is the man in charge who made these decisions, because you're talking about some very, very, very life-altering decisions that you're making right now. Like making someone park outside versus parking underground. What this is going to do to someone. Imagine that's you. What is that going to impact you and your families forever?
Yeah. I also feel like that is why a lot of the times even big companies don't get canceled for doing some of the most heinous stuff, because there's not a face, there's not a name. They're hidden behind this entity of a group of people. Yeah. And it's just so vague. Same with this case. It's the police, right? But these
someone's making the call.
Yeah. Someone's sitting there I'm going to get a promotion.
Yeah.
They did get a promotion. The police stated the interrogation was going to last so long because they were also investigating his extortion claims. It's not just because he's a drug suspect. They're also trying to help him. Duh. But it was later uncovered that out of the 19 hours, they only spent 1.5 hours on his complaint that he was being blackmailed. After 19 hours of being interrogated, Lee admitted he might have taken drugs, but by complete accident. He stated there was a situation where he was having trouble sleeping, and Nami said that she had a sleeping pill that she could let him have. But she said, no, don't ingest it. It's not going to work quickly enough. It works better and faster if you snort it. So he stated that she instructed him to snort it through a straw. He doesn't know if this was a drug or not. He genuinely thought it was a sleeping pill. Now, think about how strange this is. 19-hour interrogation. Lee is in the clear at this point. He's got all negative drug tests so far. But suddenly, after a 19-hour interrogation, even though the science and the drug tests state otherwise, Lee is admitting to doing drugs, at least in some capacity. Almost immediately after the third interrogation, Lee's attorney stated this was completely unjust and they demanded a lie detector test for Lee. Now, this is not his attorney saying this, but netizens have kind of put this together. First of all, we don't know if the snorting of a sleeping pill through a straw incident even happened or if he was pressured to say that it happened by the police. So if Lee lied and was pressured to say it, if that's the case, he's innocent. Second, even if it did happen, could it have been just really sleeping pills that he snorted? Because Lee's drug test all came back clean. So if that's the case, he's innocent. Third, Lee might have just been trying to be overly helpful with the police. He might have felt like honesty is the best choice here, and he assumed that if he was honest with the police, they would help him find justice.
Yeah, because there's no reason for him to confess to anything right now. What
exactly,
are you talking about?
Because he's in the clear, right?
Yeah.
Which in that case, he's innocent. Fourth, Lee told the truth. He thought it was sleeping pills. It turned out not to be. If that's the case, how did it not show up on the drug test? But also, he's innocent because he was drugged.
Yeah.
Now, fifth, if Lee didn't tell the truth, he knew that he snorted a recreational drug, but he was trying to play it off. That just doesn't make sense because his drug test came back negative. Why would he ever tell the truth now if that's what really happened?
Yeah.
Like, he's clear. Why would he screw himself over the last minute?
Yeah, like this is anybody with brain cell will come to this conclusion. Like this makes no sense for him.
Exactly. Like no sense. And even if he said that and was not forced to say that, everything leads to he's innocent.
Yeah.
He's innocent. Like I don't know what to say. He's innocent.
Yeah.
His attorney stated, if Nami was telling the truth, the drug test should have come back positive, but they came back negative. Lee is finding himself in an extremely unfair situation. A lie detector test should be conducted on both of them to verify who is speaking truthfully. Allegedly, the police officer interrogating Lee was calling Nami, the blackmailer, by her first name, but in a very casual way. You would never really hear that in a professional setting. It just sounded too friendly, too casual in Korean verbiage, almost hinting at some sort of friendliness or even rapport build with Nami. Then there was backlash. The police just stated, we investigated fairly according to the law and principles. So he gets released from his 19-hour interrogation, and 24 hours right after, before Lee's death, 2 more phone calls were leaked. So one between Nami, the middle blackmailer, and Lee's friend, Mr. Kim, and the other between Nami and Lee. Both phone calls take place when Nami is trying to get $250,000. Now, the first phone call with Mr. Kim, the friend, Nami's talking about how she thinks someone bugged her house through her houseplants. And side note, I've heavily shortened these. Nami just rambles like the whole conversation. So Mr. Kim asks, what do you mean they have a recording file on you? I think they planted something in my house. What? I think they planted something in my house. By the way, Lee has been in and out of my house a lot, and I think the blackmailer knows way too much about the dates and the information about my house. About what? Just personal conversations. You know, I had a deep relationship with Lee. Anyway, there were things like physical relationships with Lee, you know? Yeah. But I'm not really on the same team as the hacker, and I'm fine as long as I get arrested. Shouldn't we save Lee, though? I want to die. But what do we do about this? What do the blackmailers want exactly? Money. How much? 250K. Huh? 250K. I mean, there's no end to that, though. Even if we pay for it anyway, it's just going to keep going. No. But I know this guy. I don't care if I am poor, I'm going to protect Lee. Lee is okay. There's nothing else. Like, Lee didn't take drugs or anything. No, Lee did drugs. What? Lee did drugs with me. Who? Oppa, Lee did drugs with me. He did what with you? He would be drunk and then he would come out of nowhere and he'd have nowhere to go, and then, you know, he'd wake up at my house and I would try to get him to wake up. He wouldn't wake up. He had to go sign some contract with his wife, and his manager came to my house and his wife called me like 60 times. He still didn't go home. I don't know, okay? I only met married men, so I don't know them well, but I think Oppa has not cheated before much. That's why he likes to drink, and he drinks and he doesn't know where to go. Wait, so what kind of meds did he take? Ketamine and marijuana. I have a pro athlete friend who is doing a doping test right now. It's very accurate. So I did one yesterday and I knew that there was a lot of cannabis in my body, but Leopo was drunk and he asked me, do you guys have meds? Do you guys have drugs? So I gave it to him out of curiosity. Yeah, we met a little bit deeper than you thought. He often drinks at home and then doesn't have a place to go. So he would ask to come here and then he would keep asking for some drugs. He'd be like, do you have drugs? And then I would give him Viagra. Anyway, I tried the doping test and it's really accurate. Like you can even tell what kind of diet that you have. Oh my God. Look, Oppa, I can go to prison because it's my fault, but shouldn't we try to protect Lee?
Why she keeps saying that? Like,
Yeah.
so manipulative.
If someone is recording in your home right now, then that means you know them. Hwang Hana, the milk chaebol. But I never did drugs with her, I swear. But somehow I got involved. Listen, if we don't prepare the $250,000 by Wednesday, they're going to leak it to the media. So you're saying that your drug tests come back and there's no drugs in your system? No, no drugs in my system. Then Lee would not have drugs in his system. It's in his hair. Oh, it's in his hair. But you said you didn't have any though. I bleached my hair 7 times and I also didn't do drugs that many times. The conversation is just really bizarre. Some netizens feel like it confirms Lee wasn't doing drugs because even his close friend Mr. Kim seems surprised at the mention that he does drugs and Nami keeps telling him that he's doing drugs. Like it's just kind of weird. It's like she's trying to gaslight him into thinking that Lee does drugs. Now, the second phone conversation that was leaked between Lee and Nami, he's at golf practice and Nami's just acting incredibly stressed. Lee already knows about the blackmailer and the hacking and all of that, but she's just trying to talk in circles and get more money out of him. She wants $250,000. And at a lot of parts in the conversation, Lee sounds like he's really doubting her whole story about being hacked. She says she's like hacked multiple times. Her phone was robbed. It's just a lot. And now here's what's interesting. In this phone conversation with Lee, she doesn't bring up the fact that they did drugs. She's not like, remember, you would come over when you're drunk and then you'd be like, do you have pills? She would just cryptically say things like, you did something with me because you were drunk. And Lee sounds confused. He's like, what? She keeps mentioning and hinting at the hacker and like they need the money because there might be drugs in his just hinting at it. Never really says it.
Yeah, see, that's like she trying to gaslight him now.
Like almost like you don't remember because you were drunk.
Yeah.
Nami just spends the whole conversation trying to convince him to give her the $250K for the blackmailer. And side note, another thing that makes this whole thing so much more sad is one text message sent by Nami to Lee. A lot of netizens think that this proves that he didn't do drugs. This is when she's trying to convince him to give her the blackmail money. She texts him, Oppa, just tell me yes or no for the money. It's so simple. I get you're tired, but right now my life is paralyzing. I didn't know that people around me that were near me were so evil. When that fuck mentioned your name, my heart started racing. Even the simple fact that you will know that I did drugs is so embarrassing. So I just wanted to hide it. That's why I just told you to just leave.
She's saying that you will be embarrassed of me doing drugs.
Yeah, like I would be so embarrassed if you found out that I did drugs.
Yeah, that means he probably doesn't like drugs.
Yeah, he probably doesn't do drugs. Otherwise, he'd be like, you do drugs? That's fun. Me too.
Exactly.
It's very interesting. Now, these phone calls were released just a day before Lee's death, and I felt like it was more favorable to him. It proved that he was being blackmailed. Other than the conversation with Mr. Kim, which is just, again, Nami talking about Lee doing drugs, providing zero evidence, there's nothing, like really nothing. But the media, the public, they did not care. They used these phone call leaks to further their narrative that Lee was absolutely guilty of drugs. Maybe that, like, they're talking about drug tests, so maybe he found a way to hack the drug test. One comment reads, one of the reasons why drugs are so rampant in our country is because the punishment is weak. Similar to China, we should impose life imprisonment or the death penalty. The same day the phone calls were released, 24 hours before Lee's death, the government announced a whole group of promotions for police officers, including some investigators working directly on Lee's case. They were being promoted. December 27th, 2023, around 10:12 a.m., Lee's manager went to stop by his place because he hasn't been able to get in contact with Lee all night. He was starting to get nervous. He let himself in and saw that Lee was not there. There was just a letter that resembled a will left in the house. The letter allegedly states something along the lines of, I'm sorry, there's nothing we can do, there's no other way. He immediately calls the police and they find Lee Sung-gyun dead in his car. Parked near Waryeong Park, there was a coal briquette found in the passenger seat. He died of carbon monoxide poisoning. He was gone. It was stated by netizens, Lee Sung-gyun was not just a suspect in the drug case, but a victim in the extortion case. However, for 71 days, he was treated as a criminal. There's a saying in Korea that is, when I do it, it's romance. When you do it, it's a sin. It usually applies for cheating. When you are the cheater, you romanticize it. You have all these reasonings behind why you did it. But then when someone else does it, you read about it on the news, or you hear your neighbor cheated, or your wife cheats. They're despicable sinners, and they deserve every bad, horrendous consequence that comes their way. And again, I'm not defending cheating, but cheating is maybe the only thing that we can assume Lee did. And even that, we don't know the pure extent of that. While it's bad, does he really need to lose his career because of it? It's a conversation for him and his family, and for them to decide how to proceed. It's sad. It might make him lose fans because they thought he's a great family man and this shatters their vision of him, but that's like the full extent. That's like as bad as it should get. But no, he was never proven guilty of anything. Even his death was leaked to the press. 13 minutes before Chosun TV exclusively reported the news at 11 a.m., a post went up on an online forum that read, "It looks like actor Lee Sung-gyun has died." The first few comments were before 11 a.m. and they were really confused. They read, "I'm glad this is just clickbait. Hey, don't play with people's lives like that." Well, there hasn't been a single article, so what is this bullshit? When the official news came out 13 minutes later, netizens started going back to that post and asking, why are there so many leaks in this investigation? Who put this post up? Lee was actually known for his voice. He didn't really like it, apparently, much in the beginning. Some people describe it as being stuffy. Other people, so I asked my mom, and my mom says it's like very dongle, which is like very round. It almost is like a round sound that rolls around in a cave. Others describe it to be very thick, like honey. But it's kind of his charisma when he acts. But it's also the reason why his acting is so good. It's harder for him to show a very strong, wide range of emotions clearly through his voice. He's able to do it so well. It just takes so much more effort. It's kind of incredible how many characters he's fit his voice into and his life into. He's played such a diverse role of characters throughout his career. People said he's got this unique talent. He just is able to dial in his aura so subtly. It's like he can control how much of him is actually in this character and how much isn't, how much he's pulling from himself. And it's like the perfect amount each time. One director said, "I think the job of an actor is to store up everything he has experienced and feel with his whole body and bring it out in front of the camera and dedicate your life to it." And Lee did that with every performance. But it took a while for audiences to warm up to him. And once they did, it just kind of exploded. I think for like 7 years, though, nobody knew who this guy was. He worked so hard. He became an A-list actor. And even before that, before he was well off, before he was making good money, a lot of directors just remember how dedicated he was. There was one director who signed Lee for the role of the movie, and the director's like, "I'm just letting you know now, this budget is non-existent. So when we have a scene with multi-camera angles where you need 5 different angles in one shot, I only have one camera. So you're gonna have to sit there and redo the same scene while I move around into the 5 different angles. Okay?" And he's like, that's fine. Like, he never complained. He was described as being the A-list actor, even when he made it, to show up to these tiny events that his friends were hosting, while all of his peers are like, well, I can't go because the appearance fee and this and that. He would just show up for free. And even before he made it, before he had money, he would get all of his junior actors and co-stars together and he would buy all their meals. He would also... This is when he barely has a job. Like, maybe he booked one role. He doesn't have the next one lined up. But he would bring one of his junior friends over, just started. And he would go to the director. "Director, I'm telling you, this guy, you gotta book him for your next movie. Give him a chance, please." Like, he's so good. He's trying to give his friends roles when he hasn't even secured a role for himself. One director called him a treasure trove of actors. Because every day he would pitch you a new up-and-coming actor that didn't have a chance, and he'd be like, "I'm telling you, this is the one." And then he met his wife. Well, he didn't really meet her. He saw her in a movie, and then he asked a friend of his to be like, "Please, can you just let me meet her in person one time? You guys are in the same agency. That's it, just once." So they meet, and they talk for 15 minutes, and he had to go because he had to go film, and he begged her for her number. And ever since then, I would say in hindsight, watching interviews of the couple, it doesn't feel like they have the perfect relationship, but it does seem like they have a lot of love and adoration for each other, but almost a lot of even fun. In an interview, when Lee's wife was asked about what Lee likes the most, she said, "That's so easy. He loves 잘한다, like you did good. I'm so proud of you. You're doing good. Like, wow, that's crazy. You did good. He loves that. She explains, and she's talking to Lee in this interview. You always say that you're not enough and that it's all luck or you were just picked or that the universe lined up. But no, I think it's just talent. In another part of the interview, his wife tells him, I love you, so stop trying to verify and test my love. And he just starts bust out laughing. And then she goes on to rant about him using 20 pots every time he makes a single meal. She says, just because you played a chef one time on a show does not mean you're a chef. The food's not even good and you used 20 pots. Okay? The two dated for 7 years before getting married and having 2 sons. And Lee talked about the birth of his first son, and he said it was so emotional. He said when he was born, it was such an emotional moment. And then out of nowhere, the nurse asks me to sing. And I'm like, what? I'm crying. I start singing, and then I just start sobbing. And there's just so many times you can see how much he loves his kids. There was one variety show that he was on where he would travel through Europe on a train with a bunch of other celebrities. And he would periodically call his family and show them the scenery. But he's such a dad when he does it. Like, you would never think that this guy was on stage to win an Academy Award. He doesn't know how to flip. He's there in like basketball shorts, hoodies, and flip-flops. He's trying to show his sons where he's sleeping on the train, but he doesn't know how to flip the camera over. So he's just like trying to get the angle nonstop. He's just awkwardly trying to show them. Afterwards, his wife is like, why do you look like that? Why's your face so bloated? He's like, yeah, I'm tired. And then she'd be like, okay, show me the train. Show the kids the train. Then he'd go back to showing the train. December 29th, 2023, just 2 days after his death, his family held a private funeral. Lee's 2 sons flew back into Korea, and it is Korean tradition that your loved one or your family member has to carry your funeral photo, a portrait of you, in front of you as your loved ones carry your coffin to the hearse, to the car. My dad did this when my grandfather passed away, and he said it was probably the heaviest thing that he's ever carried. But my dad was a full-grown man when his dad passed. Both of Lee's sons were really young, 14 and 12. There were also post-it notes left behind by fans at the funeral, and they read, rest comfortably now, and goodbye, my ajashi, I'll love you forever. At the SBS Drama Awards that was hosted that very night of his funeral, everyone came, but netizens said there was a shift in the air. There was almost this contained, controlled anger running through everyone there. Anger and sadness. Hwaza had rehearsed 2 of her new biggest songs, Chilly and I Love My Body. But in a single day, she changed her entire set and outfit, and she sang her song LMM, dedicated to Lee. The song is about breaking free and trying to face adversity and still have hope. The lyrics go, like the world is gonna end, the sun sets, into the long darkness, it feels like we're gonna get thrown away. Even if we try to make more, we're still just hanging around the same place. But flowers bloom even in the falling rain. One of Lee's friends won an award, and he had just spent the earlier part of the day at Lee's funeral, and now he's at this award ceremony, and he went up on stage and he said, today is the day that I sent my brother to heaven, and today is also the day that I won this award. So I dedicate this to you in heaven, who has always been very serious about acting.
수상 소감보다는 그냥 편지를 하나 쓰고 싶네요. 이제 더 이상 아픔도 걱정거리도 없는 평안한 세상에서 편하게 쉬길 빌겠습니다. 오늘 너를 하늘나라로 보낸 날인데 형이 상을 받았다. 언제나 연기에 늘 진심이었던 하늘에 있는 너한테 이 상을 바친다. 잘 가라 동생.
Now, it was very quick for the police to be able to track SJ as the main blackmailer. SJ was not that tech savvy. She wasn't hidden well. I mean, she was arrested the day after Lee's death on December 28th, 2023. And this part really angered a lot of netizens, but she showed up to the police station in a big black puffer jacket hat, holding a 2-year-old baby in her arms. So you remember how Nami is called a flower serpent, like a flower snake? SJ is known by the people around her as the grass snake because she loved golf. But she didn't even love golf. She just loved going to golf clubs and looking for rich men to blackmail. Yeah, that's all she did. She would go on these apps, find rich married men, go to the golf course, find rich married men, sleep with them, and then she would extort them for money. More often than not, like I said, they're married. This is kind of her type for a reason. She would meet with them, sleep with them, and then say, "Oppa, I'm pregnant." So just imagine her calling up like 10 guys allegedly to state, "I'm pregnant and it's your child, but I'm reasonable. I don't want a child. I don't want to break up your marriage. So let's terminate. But I need money to do that." The men would happily hand over the money. But a few days later, they would get another phone call. SJ sounds emotional. She sounds scared. "They said I have a condition that makes the termination process so much more complicated. They say it's going to cost a lot more." How much more? About $8,000 more. The men typically already came this far. There's no going back, so they would send her the money. And usually this is where her scam would end. Until January 2023, she actually ends up having a baby. She's actually pregnant. So she decides to expand her scam. She went from, "Oh no, I'm pregnant, send me money to terminate. Oh no, they said I have a rare condition, so it's going to cost a lot more," to, "Oh well, oopsie, they actually told me my condition is uterine fibroid cancer, so I will die if I don't have the baby. Anyway, I gave birth and it's yours. It's your baby, so pay me child support." At one point, she was collecting child support from 5 different men for one child. A child that she didn't even want to take care of. It's alleged that SJ would get so excited to party that she would just drop her baby off at random people's houses and leave. She would not come back for days to get that baby. She was just so bizarre. Like everything about this was bizarre. And a lot of netizens felt like the craziest aspect about this case in terms of SJ was, all of this was for a Porsche. Not really, but kind of. She really wanted a Porsche Taycan. Yeah. SJ wanted to scam people and blackmail Nami so that she could just drive nice cars. It's not like she was in desperate need of money to survive. SJ's dad is actually quite wealthy. He owns a big wild ginseng distribution business, and in a lot of Asian countries, ginseng can be upwards of like $1,500 a pound during high seasons. He bought her the apartment that she lives in. He bought her a luxury SUV to drive. He told her, "These are your necessities. Anything outside of that, you're gonna have to earn because you're in your late 20s. And it'd be so easy. He even offered her a job at his business where she could get paid $10,000 a month if she worked hard. It was not enough for her. It's likely that SJ brought the baby into the police station to get sympathy from the press and the police. It kind of backfired. She ends up getting charged on child abuse on top of her fraud and blackmail charges. And yeah, in addition, a plastic surgeon named Dr. L was also arrested for suspicion of supplying Nami and all these other people at the bar or the salon with drugs. The most infuriating part of all of this is that SJ and Nami's identities were being protected by the police. They were actually released by YouTubers, which is very complicated because on one hand, I don't know if YouTubers should be the ones releasing people's personal information like that, because what if they get it wrong? Who are they to make that decision, I guess? But at the same time, why do these people have the privilege of hiding their faces?
Exactly.
Like if nobody is innocent until proven guilty, then nobody is innocent until proven guilty across the board. And again, another infuriating thing is Nami, even the madam of the room salon, had a lot of luxury items. She had bags that were worth like $20,000 to $30,000 a bag. She had a Cartier Benoit watch, like very expensive things. And again, nothing excuses blackmail. But these women, they didn't even need money to put food on the table or feed their kids. They did it for luxury items. A professor of criminal law said about the investigation, "The interrogation should have stopped at the second drug test. They both resulted in negatives. However, because of the media and press attention, the police felt pressure to find a criminal. Maybe they felt like they had to keep trying. It's like they were forced onto a train that they couldn't stop." But the police disagree. The day after Lee's death, the Incheon National Police Agency held a press conference where the police commissioner general, one of the highest ranks, said, "Anyway, it's a really unfortunate choice, and I personally really like Lee." He's talking about the choice being Lee's, not the choice that the police made.
Oh, really? What?
Unfortunate choice. And I personally really liked Lee, but I don't agree with this as, did the police investigation go wrong? It would be difficult for us to handle such an investigation if we continue to conduct it behind closed doors. Don't you guys want to know the truth? Do you tolerate it when we investigate it with a private interrogation? So he's throwing the blame back at the public and the press, stating they would have been upset if they kept the investigation quiet.
What?
The CEO of the Korean Film Producers Union said, "The police commissioner basically just said, 'What? You guys wanted this. Why are you doing this to me and getting mad when you're accomplices in all of this?'" The police general continued, I cannot agree with the allegations of a time-consuming investigation. The period of investigation into Mr. Lee is the time it normally takes to conduct a drug investigation. And unlike G-Dragon, who was cleared of charges, we decided that further investigation was necessary, so we summoned him once more. To the very end, it seems like they will take zero responsibility. One netizen wrote, the Korean police never really cared about the extortion case because they thought they were going to bag a high-profile celeb on drugs. 2 high-profile celebs, actually, neither of whom actually took any drugs. It seems like they're only interested now because they need to have something to show for this pathetically inept investigation, if you couldn't even call it that. Another commented, I still don't understand at all why they took her word for it and persisted in trying to get Lee to be tested for drugs when it was clear many weeks ago that she was lying. Why did they turn to bullying him? A 19-hour interrogation that even his lawyer came out and said was confrontational. It must have been horrific for his lawyer to say that. And to demand a polygraph test? He knew he wasn't going to be believed by anyone. Then the media came out with this sleeping pill straw story. The police and the media conspired to set up a lynch mob, and netizens delivered. Police corruption at its finest. That's what the comment reads. For Korean celebrities, even being questioned and cooperating with the police, which are typically seen as traits of a good civilian, someone who is willing to talk to the police and let them investigate, they get treated like criminals instead. It just ruins their reputation regardless of if they actually committed a crime or not. My dad said it actually went so beyond that. I was talking to my parents about it, and my dad was saying the clips of him being brought in to be questioned were played over and over and over again on all the news networks, nonstop. My dad's a huge news watcher, just nonstop. No news would develop, and they would just play that clip over and over and over and over and over again. Every day, nonstop. He wasn't even guilty, and he was being paraded around like some sort of criminal, like a circus criminal. Even Samuel, the guy that reported Nami to the police alongside SJ, said he regretted getting the police involved. He thought, first of all, I didn't even know celebrities were involved. I mean, involved, quote, involved. He thought he was just reporting Nami. And he said that he was so shocked because the person who did so many drugs and spread drugs to others is sitting right there. But they're like going after celebrities who didn't do anything. They're just bombarding them. It's like the criminal's sitting right in front of you. What are you talking about? One netizen stated, someone who had a long life ahead of them died, and that blood is on a lot of people's hands. The blackmailers, the police, the press, and us, the public. Who do you believe is the most at fault? The 2 women that blackmailed him and lit the torch, or the police that grabbed that torch from them and lit Lee's house on fire, or the press that made sure that the whole world saw Lee's burning house every second of every day, or the netizens that came to throw gasoline into the house from outside? And a big trigger point was the timing of all the leaked phone calls being released. The leaked phone call where he tells his mistress he likes her. I mean, the timing of that to overshadow his negative test results, it's just really bizarre. And also, what was the purpose? It's a private conversation between 2 parties, which, yeah, it's not the best look for him, but it's not illegal. So why is that worthy of a leak? Why is that more newsworthy? Netizens have stated at the very, very least, this is personality murder, reputation murder. One netizen asked, is Korea one of those hyper anti-drug countries? Is that why? And someone responded, yeah, but don't worry. They make up for it by being the country with the highest alcohol consumption in the world. G-Dragon posted a black screen with a white chrysanthemum on the day of Lee's funeral. He did not explicitly state why, but it's widely known in Korea that white chrysanthemums are reserved for mourning and grief. One netizen commented, regardless of what you think of G-Dragon, G-Dragon can relate with Lee. I mean, he was left alone by the company that helped raise him to the top. Silence amongst industry friends, police pushing a hidden agenda, YouTubers, TikTokers, all going nuts, analyzing his speech patterns, his walks, his body language, preparing him up as some sort of grand lamb sacrifice alongside poor Lee Sung-gyun. And worst of all, they'll do it again to someone else sooner or later. In one of Lee's most iconic shows that he was in, it's called My Mister, there's a famous line in the ending scene where Lee goes, Tian, are you at peace now? What are your thoughts on this case? Let me know in the comments. I will see you guys on Sunday for the next episode. Stay safe. Bye.